People in the bathroom.
That was live.
Here's hoping nobody's watching.
And tonight's stream starts off with David screaming, "Give it a minute." Literally, as I click the button.
When is what time is he starting the recording?
Now.
No, so the local recording is already starting.
Yes.
Okay. We can edit the video down before
that
upload
much
it.
is easy enough to do with basic video viewing software.
Yeah.
Some of them, VCL does it. Does trimming.
Thing is on. What was I doing?
Push.
It reminds me of Far Side.
I take it the SCA in here today?
No, we saw
They're doing
them.
outside.
Oh, they're doing it outside?
Because
Okay.
it's nice.
No, I
right.
got screamed at again about breaking stuff.
Oh, what did they break? Jeez.
Stuff.
Fun.
Okay.
I was wondering what's that.
Every time I saw them over there, I imagined something coming through the glass.
Yeah, they got really close.
It wouldn't take much to crack a frame, let alone shatter it.
It was the drain they spent a bunch of money on. Just continually getting grown.
We essentially bought all of this
Hey,
equipment.
hey. Stream.
Yep.
Anywho,
Everyone have their mic on?
so
Yeah.
we're live and ready to go.
Everybody mic'd up? Everybody ready to go?
Mic's on. Mic's on.
Okay.
No,
Then,
just like all the way up, but like higher.
We'll have to cut out about a minute of it.
Yeah, I'll find a spot to chop it off.
It is what it is. Without an active producer sitting there and willing to do this stuff for us, we just have to do what we have to do. Maybe one day, if we get popular enough. I mean, we got 13 whole views on YouTube. I'm pretty sure we're going to be superstars
13
next week.
views, bitch.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be superstars.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Let me
not.
call my day job and tell my boss what I've done.
Yeah, right?
That is an amazing,
Mm,
lovely person. I
Love him. Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Dudes and Dice, a show about the continuing adventures of our 2-year Dungeons & Dragons campaign. We'd like to thank Military Gamer Supply for putting on the stream for us. We are sponsored by David's Tiles and Terrain, a small company, my company, that creates, well, various tiles and terrain for use with D&D and other board games, war games, and pretty much any kind of game that you can play on a table, as long as you got some friends. We're going to go ahead, go around the table real quick, have everybody introduce their characters real fast, and then I will catch everybody up on what happened on last week's episode of Dudes and Dice. Dice and Dudes.
Dice and dudes.
Go ahead, Paul.
Okay, my name is Paul, and I will be playing Thundergut. He's a mountain dwarf. He's one of the biggest dwarfs out there. He's clad in well-used but well-maintained full-plate armor. He wields a warhammer and a large shield with the symbol of a silver dragon on it. He is as wide as a battering ram and as muscled as a great Moorhold's bear. If there's anyone you would want between you and life-threatening danger, be good old Thundergut.
I'm Kyle Butler, and I play Arnos of the Black Phoenix Clan. A Kenku thief turned demon hunter. Spent the better part of his life trying to get his wings back, all the while angry that his people sacrificed their wings for longevity. Immortality is very overrated. I've been running around with these yahoos, seeking riches, finding fame, skirting around earth-shattering events, or diving headlong into them, and getting blasted by fireballs. Flynn. Currently seeking vengeance against the demon who stole my wings in the first place. Gotta introduce him to mortality.
My name's Nick. I play Draka Stoneborn, a half-orc cleric of the Forge God Onathar. He is also a samurai fighter, and he used to be part of a group of guardians that watch over the woods, fought off demons, built their weapons for them, and he got pulled into the duty of escorting these people through hell. And now we're in a city in essentially hell.
My name is Sonia. I will be playing Triswin de Kundarak. She's a half-elf paladin of Dolar and / Hexblade. And she is the adopted sister of Rotmere, or Thunder.
Thundergut.
It's Rotmere, or
Thunder-
Roddy.
Thundergut.
Anyway, and her journey began from fleeing an arranged marriage that just she didn't want to do, and from what her brother told her, was not a nice guy. But through the adventures that they've gone through, she ended up getting married anyways. So, and right now we are in the Demon Waste.
Hi, I'm Vince. My character is Flynn, a charming yet humble priest of Alondra,
Humble.
That is
who's been helping Rotmere on his journey ever since
Thundergut.
the end of the war. I do most of the talking for Robbie because he's not quite as eloquent as me. And I throw a few fireballs occasionally. And occasionally the chicken gets caught in it. Not a big deal.
Rotisserie style.
Fuck you guys.
So, the Knights of Fate had come to Maruk Dar. Yes.
Paul Bunt will be
Oh yeah,
joining us
Bunt
later.
will be joining us here in a few minutes. Traffic in El Paso roads is a little on the crappy side right now, so he'll be joining us momentarily. But his human ranger is going to be very much needed, especially in the current situation. But we're going to go ahead and get started as it is after 7 o'clock, so he'll step in as soon as he gets here. So, the Knights of Fate had headed into the Demon Waste and Maruk Dar, trying to find Yugelnak, the demon responsible for the subjugation of the Kenku people, and the demon responsible for tainting their reproductive abilities and then trading their souls collectively for immortality at the cost of their wings and their eternal subservience to him. Heading throughout Maruk Dar, the group was accosted by a bunch of ruffians that decided they looked like easy marks as they were new to the city. Found out otherwise as a lot of them were killed by the Knights of Fate, where they, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Push! Push!
Might as well. Come on.
It's a ranking that doesn't
trying to be
operate
silent.
anymore.
To be fair, we've had 2 people do that within 5 minutes.
And Paul failed his intelligence check. And I've got a pretty high intelligence. It's a 4.
+4.
I'm sure he can
Continuing with that real quick. Within Maruk Dar, after the fight, they were brought in by an old elf by the name of Sivis, who gave them some information in exchange for their own personal stories of their travel across Corvair, and gave them some very pertinent information. With the information given by him, they began looking for the oasis of the desert and began and tried to find a woman by the name of Corrine Duskhart. After witnessing a not recital, what's the word I'm looking for?
Concert?
Yes, a one-off concert from Corrine playing the violin. They were all moved to tears, except Flynn, who came very close. They were moved to tears by it. After the concert, they commiserated with her and found out that they indeed needed her help, and she would offer it if they would do a simple couple of favors for her in exchange for the location of how to find Yugelnak and the other pertinent information in that. Heading off to speak to the paladin by the name of Kern, a paladin of the Silver Flame, who seems to have gone a little loopy with the time that's gone by that he's been within Maruk Dar. And we're asked to complete a favor for him as Corrine owed a favor to him. His favor? To find a den of slavers and destroy them. Bring them to justice, free the people, and return the freed people to him so that way he could make sure they were treated appropriately. Heading into the slavers' den, Flynn and Thraka talked their way down to see the merchandise after being led down into a basement and beyond a secret door. they, instead of having people, these slaves, trotted out before them, so that way they could actually look at the wares, as it were. Instead, a couple of other warriors joined the two that were already down there, and tensions have risen. It seems as if the slavers have not believed their story, and imminent violence is going to ensue. Before we start the game, a couple of things. Hope you guys enjoy our new 2-camera setup. Woo! We're moving up in the world. We're hoping to have a third camera here pretty soon. We'd like to get a top-down camera. If we do get the top-down camera, we'll probably be moving the camera that faces me somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where. We probably still want to get a close-up.
It's a beautiful one.
On his.
But, for the first time, this is our fourth stream? Yeah, this is our fourth stream, and this is the first time we're rocking multiple cameras. So,
Second video.
please like us on YouTube
Yes,
for
please.
Dice and Dudes. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna try to get the upload on there each weekend. So the weekend after the Wednesday, we'll try to have that uploaded no later than
By
Monday.
YouTube.
Hopefully, we'll try to get to it. We'll try to have a fairly quick turnaround rate for that stuff. Any other announcements from Military Gamer Supply?
40K tournament on October 6th. Friday Night Magic every Friday night.
At 7 p.m.
Anything else we got going on?
We have HeroClix tournaments almost every single Friday at 7 p.m. And it's a $5 buy-in for that. And we have open play 40K, Age of Sigmar, and whatever tabletop you wish on Fridays.
Yeah.
7 days a week, actually, for the open play.
David Salson, a quick update for David Salson Terrain. Currently uploaded a whole bunch of pictures on the current progress of a current commission. Go ahead and check that out for us. Give us a like on there. Anyone trying to look for any kind of unique terrain or anything for D&D games or any kind of war game or board game, give David Salson Terrain a like and send them a message. They're pretty good about getting back to you guys real quick if you have any questions. All right, so to start tonight, we're going to start with Roll for Initiative.
No.
Hell, it's one of those nights.
Oh.
What'd you roll, nat 20?
Yeah, he got a nat 20.
So
Stop that.
first roll
Well,
of
you
the night,
could've
we already got
maybe
nat 20.
Quick. Now you're about to get
You
smacked.
okay there?
10.
Oh, it's one of those. Nice indeed.
Yes, it is one of those nights.
It is one of those nights.
That's a 13, baby.
I got 19. Hopefully that's not on my luck for tonight.
15.
Well, don't call those out yet. Give me just a minute.
Don't burn him.
The paladin actually rolled high on the initiative.
There's a reason why I
Okay,
took alert now.
20 to 25.
21
21.
with that net 20.
And let me grab you guys. So that is
It's
that.
plus-
15 to 20.
19.
16.
15.
So Thraka with a 19. Said 16?
Yeah.
And then 15.
15?
Actually did all right.
10 to 15?
12.
We're glad you're
4
here,
plus 8.
Paul.
Late to the battle, Zoom.
Alrighty, so starting with this guy right here.
Bad dice.
So this half, or this looks like a black dragonborn, but has a face very much resembling that of a black dragon. Has the white ivory colored horns coming off the side of its head. Dragonborn in nature, but it almost looks like a dragon, like a very, very small bipedal dragon. He raises a strange-looking holy symbol in front of it that has 5 dragon heads coming off of a central core. Mutters a few words, and
Nope.
Counter spell.
at what level?
Third.
Third level? Okay.
And 18 grows. It's 23 for the arcane check. If I need it.
Let's see. I apologize. I didn't have my spell tab open already. That's on me.
It's okay, a bit loud still.
I know you do.
Unless it's
I
done,
know,
so
I
it's
know.
squirt.
I was gonna
Right.
say that's conditional.
Well, if the spell goes off, we're pretty much screwed anyway.
Yeah, you guys kind of are.
He's going to do a fireball, hitting everyone in the room, even
You guys
his
are
companion.
Us on the other hand.
Finally gonna do what you guys do, just fireball yourselves.
Self-immolation! It works for me.
You do have fire resistance though.
I really like the evocation.
Okay.
Okay,
With
you did require the roll, and he goes to cast the spell, and it fizzles out of his hand. As that happens, he is going to then move over here, and
Attack of opportunity.
very much give you a no. He's out of range of the attack of opportunity. He's just moving around. And
So he wasn't right here?
no, he's not within his melee range.
Oh.
No, he's more up against the bed. So he's moving around to the rack of weapons and grabs a blade off of the rack of weapons. And that brings us to Flynn.
Excellent. Time to burn everybody to death. Greater invisibility. Quickened. Nope.
And I actually have something for that.
Poof. Excellent. Perfect. Wand of fireballs.
Okay, where?
Just far enough away to where I'm not in it.
Okay, it is a 20-foot range. So pretty much anywhere you see, you're going to hit Thraka.
Okay, sorry, Thaka.
So if you put it here, you're going to miss this one.
Put it where I get all the bad guys.
Let me see.
And not me.
Here.
See, so if you put it here, that's 5,
So
10,
against
15,
one of the back
20,
walls should do.
15, 20. Okay, so if you drop it right here, you'll still get this one, but you'll be out of it.
Excellent.
Okay, go ahead and roll dice. I need a dexterity saving throw from you, Thraka.
+3 because you're in the party of the paladin, and it just happens
No.
everywhere.
Yeah, you wish.
If only, right?
Okay, the half dragon, that is a
1,000
definite
feet.
pass. I'm looking for 19, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so the black dragon, that is a definite pass, because I rolled a natural 19. The
5. That's not bad.
Oh god.
the one in the corner is going to pass with a 21, but the other two are going to fail.
34.
34. Alrighty.
And 17.
So,
Grass.
warlock, mace, and
Don't hold it against me, friend.
okay. And you said 34, correct?
Yep.
So that is half damage to
Who sounds
them.
going in?
So 17,
Going in the back there?
57.
I make things with fire. I don't like being set on fire. There's a difference.
Do you get fire resistance from Forge Cart?
Yes.
Okay. So you take 17.
You're not actually on fire. It's just a bit of overpressure and heat.
My coat's got a bit of overpressure for your house.
Okay, so Flynn, that is all three of your actions. So you're done. We're done with you, and Thraka, we're over to you.
How much damage I take?
17 points of fire damage.
Sure.
Somebody remind me, please, to print out his character sheet for him, because I keep forgetting. I'm so swamped
Still
with
missing
the
Thraka.
commissions right now. I'm
Sometimes
so
sacrifice
swamped with
is
the
not
commissions.
but it's a great
So what are
idea.
you doing, Thraka?
I mean,
So where am I at?
We got you right here in the center.
Oh, so.
You got two people in melee range currently.
Okay, so it's a different. Okay. That's easier to see, I guess.
Yeah, you're much easier to see now.
This guy tried to cast a spell. These two look like melee types. That person, who knows?
Not sure, yeah.
Let me look. Let me take a gander at the things I can do.
All right, well, make it fast.
I suggest you hit him in the nuts.
If you don't got a plan, swinging at him is not a bad idea. We got to keep it moving.
You could just swing.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Searing Smite since it's a bonus action at 3rd level, so that'll give me an extra 3d6 damage.
Okay.
You don't have to cast smite until you know if you hit.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just swing
So
the hit
just
first.
take a swing and then cast smite on it.
I'm going to pop my samurai thing though.
Oh, no, that's her thing. You do cast it, but it doesn't go off until you actually hit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he does have to cast
So I'm
it.
going to pop one of my 3.
Okay, so you're down to 2. So you have bonus or advantage on this attack. Would you like to attack the female or the, looks like a tiefling?
We'll grab the,
No.
I'll hit the non-tiefling.
Okay, so the human female, the one that you guys were talking to.
What's wrong with some exotic women?
Yep, and I get 5 HP back, so I'm back to 100.
He's trying to kill us.
Yeah, roll a hit.
That's the woman I sleep with too.
10, second
So
roll,
wrong.
1. So I'm not going to take the 1, I'm going to take the 10 plus 8.
So 18 is a hit. Damage.
Now you do the smite damage with us.
Yep.
So I'll do the smite damage first, 3d6 fire damage on her. That's gonna
And
be-
then the D8, right?
15 fire damage.
Yeah, 15 fire damage. And then
Okay.
D8 plus strength.
That's a D10. This one.
so 3, and then the hammer has plus 4, so 7
Yep.
damage from the hammer. And then I'm going to do my second attack with the
Okay.
hammer.
Roll a hit.
17.
So 17 even?
Plus.
Yep,
17 plus. 17 plus is
Ah.
definitely a hit. Damage?
1d8 plus 4, 8.
Max.
So 12 damage? Alrighty.
And then
You just whack, whack the first hit of your axe.
hammer.
Hammer smashes into her chest. Fire erupts from the head of your hammer and encircles her body. She screams in pain, "Ah!" as it burns across her flesh. You see her hair singe, smoke rising from her body. You take that opportunity to take a step forward and swing again. Completely thrown off guard with that burst of flame in her face, you strike her again in the shoulder, nearly bringing her down to her knee. As she looks up at you with hate in her eyes. Here's, oh, I'm going to enjoy killing you. Go ahead.
And then pop second of my samurai things. So 11 plus 9.
The samurai thing is a bonus action.
You already used your bonus.
And you ought to use your bonus action.
So 7 plus 9 is
16 is a miss.
Okay.
You have one more attack.
You have both attacks in the action surge.
19.
19 is a hit.
D8.
4.
So,
Damage.
8 damage? Alrighty. She's looking hurt. She's especially looking like she's very singed. Now we get to this one. With the fireball that's happening and that, you Triswin, you see that big ogre that was standing there watching to make sure that you didn't make any trouble inside this very sparse shop. You see his head kind of tilt for a minute. He reaches his huge clawed hands out to the table in front of him and hurls the table at you.
Can I?
I need a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, why do you have to do dex? You want me to die?
Plus
You want to do
1. No, minus
It's
1.
a -1.
But you get your charisma on top of it.
So
Yep.
plus 2.
So it's a +2. Yeah.
You can do this. I believe in you.
No, I can't. Fuck. That's
Okay.
a 1.
That's a 1?
It's a 1.
Natural 1. Okay.
Motherfucking
So
deal.
you take 7 points of damage,
Sorry.
but the important thing is you are prone. As he smashes you with that table, he then takes a step forward, just, "Oh, Master says kill!" and steps over you like he's going to start pummeling you. He has no weapons in his hands. It's just those big old ham hocks he's got.
Fine.
Next up is Rotmir. You hear the whole structure shakes.
Okay.
This area here sits over a wooden floor. So you hear that, and the wood beneath your feet shakes. Then a
can't
second
stand
later, you hear a monstrous voice from around the corner scream, "Master says kill!" And you hear a crashing sound.
Okay.
Now you know from what those two told you, that Flynn and Thraka went down the ladder over here, or the trap door over here, down into the basement.
Okay.
And as he's walking through, he's whispering what he saw. So you know of the basement and the secret door leading in. So basically here, you know of this, you just don't really know what happened to Triswin.
Okay. What is it? Is that door open?
The door is unlocked and ready to go, but it's not open.
Okay.
It's an inconsequential action. It's a free action to open the door.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to burst through the door.
Okay, so you got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 will get you right at this corner. Now,
Okay.
right at the corner, you can look over to your left and you see this ogre just taking a step forward towards Triswin, who's starting to roll onto her side to get up to her feet. And you see the open trap door in front of you.
Okay. I yell, Aranos, Perry, get downstairs. And I use the rest of my...
Oh, well, that's all your movement brings you right
yeah,
there.
but I'm going to...
So you're going to get up, so you're going to spend your action to move up behind it? Okay. So you get right up behind it. You still have a bonus action if you'd like to take it.
No, I will not take my bonus action.
Okay. Then we are at Triswin, laying on the ground.
So I'm assuming the hat is off.
Yeah, the hat's knocked
hat's
away.
off,
You are now Triswin again.
Now, rules question.
Yes.
If I can affect the target that's attacking her, can I use a warding maneuver?
Okay. If you're you have to be adjacent to the target.
Okay.
So, like, if you want, you continue to move next to her, so you can affect her if you want.
Yeah.
Or you can flank.
I want to...
So you're going to move right there.
Yeah.
So you come up, skirting around this ogre, looks like, "Rrr, little thing, hate little things!" And Triswin, you stand up. That is half your movement. But it is right on you. I mean, the Rotmir's distraction and darting around it has pulled its attention away from you for just a moment, allowing you to climb to your feet. What are you going to do?
I'm going to attack it. We'll do the hit and see if I'm going to pop a smite or not.
Roll to hit.
Oh, wait. It's a 17 plus.
17 plus is going to be a hit.
Okay, so...
7 magic damage.
7 magic?
7 gold. 4 plus modifier for hammer.
Yep, so yeah, 7. Plus that, so... 11 from the hammer. 4 for the divine. And we'll do the second attack.
So
you know
15 total there.
Yep.
Okay, second attack. And you are not
Yep.
popping a smite.
I will actually. I want it down quick.
So what level
Not
are you
a
popping?
fiend, just a 1.
Just one, first level? Okay, so that is 2d6.
I have, no, D8.
I'm sorry, 2d8. Go ahead.
Does 14?
14 matches.
Sweet.
Thing is not very dexterous.
I'm like,
Almost
please.
as easy to hit as I am.
Almost.
Almost, yeah. Okay. So we have 8, 12 for the
17 divine.
damage, and 17 divine.
So 12 for the damage and 17 divine. So 29 total?
Yep, and I'll give you my
Alrighty.
card right now.
Alrighty, yep.
Okay.
Just pass over your card when you're done. Now that is your action and your move action. You taking a bonus action?
Divine
No.
Smite was bonus action.
No, Divine
No,
Smite
it's
free
not.
is a free action.
It's a free action.
Oh, so you didn't declare a spell smite.
Oh, no, yeah. She didn't smite
just did a
smites.
regular one.
Yeah, she just did a regular old Divine Smite. So that's it for you?
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
For me.
So, back downstairs, you see this, it's not quite a tiefling, though it does have ruddy red skin. It seems humanoid in nature, but it has strange bumps on its forehead, but it is not a tiefling. You see its eyes suddenly glow like embers in a campfire as it says 3 words, and in the air next to Thraka, a coalition of flame erupts.
Nope.
What?
Counterspell.
No, you already used your counterspell.
My turn happened after I used it.
Yeah, and this isn't a spell. This is an ability.
Never mind
Sorry, I already
All
pulled
I
him
want
out.
to do is say no.
Nope.
And that is her action this turn. And that is going to immediately add him to the order. So this giant towering ball of fire is going to try to swing at you, Thraka, twice with its flaming pseudopod-like arms. Thraka, that is a 19
Nope.
and a 13.
I'm at 23, just so you know.
Okay.
'cause I did
Yep,
the,
you did declare that. Alrighty. This thing is a large column of flame. Arnos. And that is going to be the end of its turn.
That's nice. Yeah, if I stand up, I'm going to block the camera. Or not block.
Block the light. Yeah, so where do you want to go, Arnos?
Let's see.
The door is wide at this point.
Including the dash. I'm
Bonus action
I'm gonna
dash?
get as far in there, yeah.
So you're going to go 5,
I'm
10,
gonna go
15,
as far
20.
into the
30.
downstairs.
You got
as I
what,
can
40
get.
feet or 35?
40.
40? So 35. So you drop down right here with just your move action. So you literally go to the hole and
No,
drop.
I have 45. Well, it's flight, it's only 40.
Okay, well, you have enough movement to get there, and you could do 5 feet more of movement here, but you do have this strange red carapace armor-wearing creature that's head is completely covered in wearing an insect-like helmet that seems to be ready to rush into the room, but as it sees you drop down next to it, it turns and whips out 2 short swords. What are you going to do?
That's nice.
You going to keep going, or...
Is the door going into that room open?
This door is open, yes. You have a clear view of what's happening in there.
You can come with me. Grapple check.
Okay. So athletics versus, or he's going to use acrobatics.
Yeah. Either or.
That is
That's
a
natural 17 on my
that is a natural 19 on his part. So what is
My
your?
total is for athletics, which is
His acrobatics is +7, so that is
well, I beat him. I've got
25. Okay, so 27 to 25. So you grab him. You can move at.
with me.
So you can move at half speed. Now, grabbing them is a standard action. So you want to use your bonus action dash.
It's an attack
Yeah.
action.
So you want a bonus action dash?
Yes.
Okay. So your speed is, you'll be able to move at another 20 feet.
Yeah,
So
20 feet,
5, 10, 15,
Oh.
20.
Oh, and,
You'll be able to you'll basically be here with him on the other side of the
And you know
door.
what? Since it's
Come
worked
over
out
here.
so well in the past, I'm going to go ahead and give him a punch with a stunning strike.
Go, roll to hit.
Let's see if I can do this. That is a natural 18.
Natural 18 is definitely going to be a hit.
Against a DC 6.
It's a Constitution?
Yes.
Constitution, that is a natural 17.
Okay, yeah. You
Plus 4. 5,
yeah, but
sorry.
he does still take.
But he does take damage.
Does take damage.
He isn't chicken. He runs faster than he flies.
Well, the optimal word there is that I fly.
Yes. Perry, you're going to be next.
All right.
And unfortunately, that punch only gets that much. That's just crappy. 5 points damage.
5 points of damage? Alrighty. Okay, and Perry, we're to you.
I'm
You've used all of your actions this turn. Every single thing you can do. So what are you doing, Perry?
going to be following.
You just see Rotmir take off first and head around the corner as you start to take a step forward, and the Kinku is sprinting down the hall and just jumps down the hole.
All right. Well, then I'll go until I can see someone.
So you go until you see the ogre, or you
Yeah.
keep going?
I go until I see the ogre,
Okay.
and I'm going to pop off a shot in him.
Okay, roll damage.
Does
You
a...
need a 14.
I need a 14 to hit him? Yeah. Oh, 5 plus 13 is 14.
Yes, that is an 18.
Yeah, that's 18.
Don't
That
worry,
is
we
big
really
one.
can do math.
Yeah, right?
We really
Damage?
can.
You guys are just
damage-
nervous on camera, apparently.
Yeah, right. Is 6 plus 8?
14.
14, thank you. 14 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And then, is that one next to him within 5 feet?
There's only one. You want to shoot Rotmir, or you want to shoot Tristan?
Oh, I didn't realize Tristan was there. Then I'll take my second shot at him as well.
Okay.
That's 6 plus, 13, so 5 plus 2 is 7. Shh. 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. This thing is already taken beating as she smashed into it with her hammer. Holy light exploding into its flesh. And then you guys hear two cacophonous explosions as Perry comes around the corner and fires twice into this creature's back as it... I'll eat you all!
Then I'll finish my movement.
Okay.
And then
That was 5, 10, 15. That was 20 feet of movement, so you have 10 more.
10
That's
more.
5, 10.
And then I will use my dash as a bonus to
Okay.
keep on going down.
All right, so that's going to be... So I need an acrobatics check from you real quick. And you will be able to end right there if you don't biff the landing.
I shouldn't. 28.
28 is good. All right, you shoot twice, go jump down the hole, land, take a few steps forward, and you can see the Arnos is pulling this red-clad warrior in this carapace-like armor into a room. You see fire in that room. You see people, and a cacophony of movement is happening over here that you can't quite sort everything out. There's just too much going on. It is now their turn. So these two. So first off, she is going to move around so that way she can flank. No, because that's going to put her. So she's staying in your threat range. She's just moving around to the side of you, and he.
No, I'm there to avoid the flank.
No, because Arnos would offset the flanking. So she's going to move over there to you. So that's going to be 4 attacks on you, and well, they don't care about flanking anyway because they have advantage because they have pack tactics. So the first 2 attacks on you. First attack is a 19, so no. Second attack is a 26. Third attack is a natural 20. And fourth attack is a 22.
22, no.
Okay, so 2 hits.
20, 26 hits.
So the first 2 hits, or the first hit, I should say, I'm sorry. That is 5 piercing damage and 14 acid damage. The critical hit is plus. So that's 15 piercing damage and 12 acid damage.
19 plus 15 is 34, plus 12 is
46.
46.
All right, so that is going to end those 2 turns. And now the Mantis Warrior is going to go ahead and go. So he can attack you just fine.
Yeah, he can. He's not
So
doing
that,
it.
yeah,
He
so-
just can't move anywhere.
Yeah, his speed is 0, so he just takes his 2 short swords and he's just trying to he's trying to prison shank you basically. So he's going to make his 2 attacks on you. So his first attack, that is a 24,
Yeah.
and the second attack is a natural 20. I had 2 natural 20s already. So first attack is 7 points of slashing damage, and
Piercing.
piercing damage, sorry, and 13 fire damage.
Ow! That matters.
Yeah, so the second attack is, that's 10, 13 piercing damage. Well, one of the blades that he's holding, as it touches your flesh, it becomes red hot, and you feel fire burn
So that
across.
was 7, 13, and 13?
Yes. It seems that he only has one of those blades, though. And that is going to be the end of his turn. He's going to let you keep holding him. He just kind of starts laying into you as much as he can, trying to take you down. So that ends the first round. Coming back around to the half-black dragon. So the half-black dragon then is going to go ahead and cast its own fireball spell. And it doesn't really give 2 shits to that. So it's just going to cast where you were, not where you are. But that's... Go ahead. 3rd level?
Yep, 19 plus for the Arcana.
Okay. So instead, this one is going to go
Draw an
ahead and
I'm invisible, so I can draw.
forward
the aggro.
and touch until you're not anymore.
Don't tempt a DM.
Walk up. He touches this one here, and you see bloodlust erupt into his eyes as a grin spreads across his face. You're not entirely sure what happened, but it definitely did something.
Is that a human?
That is a tiefling.
Tiefling.
Flynn, weird to you?
No, he's engaged with the human.
Okay.
All right.
So the chicken grabbed a bug is what you're telling me, though.
Huh?
The chicken
Grab
grabbed a bug.
something in
and-
Yes.
Kai's armor, that's for sure.
Is this a farm?
Sorry, buddy.
Oh god.
Chice.
Level 4 fireball and wand fireball.
Nope. Nope.
Oh!
Level 4 or the wand?
No, it can't stop the one. Just a
Okay,
level
so
4.
one.
That is a 23.
Okay. Goodbye, level 4.
Wait, Vince got Vinced?
Yep.
Flynn got Flinned?
Not entirely. Can it counterspell if it can't see me to counterspell?
Because it can still hear the spell.
No, it
Oh.
Yes, it can.
No somatic components or verbal components.
So I think
At
for
point,
Do a
that.
perception check.
Yeah, I'm
Want
going
me
to give it a
check?
perception
Yeah.
check.
For no sound or visual movement at all. This has never been useful. Give it to me. Ever.
Silent spell.
Yeah, he's
Meta
got
magic.
it.
Well, look at it this way, David.
Yeah,
You
I'll
have-
give it to
You have
you.
Vince on camera.
Yeah, I'll
and
give it to you.
And audio saying, give it to me.
Well,
Yeah,
what he doesn't
yes,
understand
you
is
do.
Flynn is going to die this time now because I'm giving this to him. Now he's just going to get murdered.
Oh, I know Flynn's gonna get murdered.
It's okay, I'll bring it back.
Well, good thing I have 5 characters, because I'll probably get murdered shortly after, because Mr. Fireball is going to...
It's only 37 damage for the level.
Only.
That one's DC
Okay,
15.
that is.
Still wasn't a one.
Okay, that is pass, pass, doesn't matter, and doesn't matter, and
You know, as
that
a,
is a
That's
one.
one.
So
as
that
group,
is a
I
fail.
think
So
we
one
have a higher
fail.
fire resistance because of this.
I'm resistant to fire. It still doesn't matter, because he keeps setting me on fire.
I'm saying, we've been with him longer.
40 for the
I think we
level.
would.
Okay, so let me get some of this real quick.
That one's DC 19.
So it doesn't matter, doesn't
You
matter.
want to
Doesn't
fry the
matter.
half orc, don't you?
You get saves.
Good thing I made,
It's only 10
made
points.
five-
So
magic.
go to make a dexterity saving throw for the first one.
15.
Just let me compose myself.
Give him a minute.
Oh
What
no,
do
so I
I
need
need
a
What do I
saving
need
throw
to
from
be?
you too.
Oh.
First one's a 15, the second one's a 19.
Nope.
Yes.
On the first
Yeah.
one.
Okay, so
on the
then
20.
second one is go ahead and roll your second one real quick.
16 fire damage for the first one.
And that one's better.
That one's better. Okay, go ahead and roll another one.
Just 1 second, I'm burning myself.
Well, technically I'm burning you.
Well, that first one was an 18, so what's
20! Ole!
So
Ole,
you
ole,
take
ole.
no, you take 20 and your resistance of 10.
10.
That's
It's
the
only
burning.
10.
It was only a quarter of the damage.
Okay.
I'm sure they all passed
I
on
got
this.
so excited.
No, everybody passed the what's it called?
The wand?
The wand, except one rolled a natural one. And most of them, it doesn't matter though.
It's okay, Nick.
Oh,
We've
fire
all been there with
resistance.
Vince.
Most likely.
And
I
that
can
one.
tell if they look unaffected by it, though.
Well, obviously the giant fire elemental is unaffected. The tiefling looks like it's barely being affected, and the creature with the ridges on his head looks completely unaffected.
Okay.
Uh,
The other two?
the other two are they're smoldering. Yeah, they're smoldering very, very badly.
And now for the original Flynn movement. I'm out.
Okay, that guy
You're actually-
is going to be able to sense your presence, so he is going to take an attack of opportunity against you. You lucky fucker. No. Natural 20 and a 19. So it's definitely going to hit, but it's not a crit.
Okay.
I need a... No, I don't need anything from you. That is 14 points of fire damage and 6 points of piercing damage.
I want bagpipes at the darkest funeral.
So, concentration check.
That's your
And Thraka, you're up.
Only if I get to play them.
Don't worry, I have resurrection.
Kill you only to resurrect you later.
Thraka.
He weakened me and left me in the middle of a shitstorm.
To be fair, I'm invisible, so you don't know I've left.
Oh, I know what a fireball is. When it comes out of nowhere, you blinded me once.
You've never seen me use fire magic.
Doesn't matter.
No, you've seen you use Scorching Ray.
No, I don't have Scorching Ray. You saw me use Sacred.
Or the Flame Cancer.
Sunbeam.
Or,
I use the Radiant
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
because he thinks I'm a priest still.
So what are you doing, Thraka?
You're the devil.
You can do second wind.
Hit it in the face.
Oh, if he's going to die, he's going to go out swinging? Question mark?
Flaming?
Burning?
No, that's just plan.
Flaming! So I guess Finding Spirit?
Your voice got really high right there.
I get 5 HP back.
I
Okay.
get 5 HP
So
back.
that
Holy
is
screaming.
okay. So you got 1 use left. It gives you 5 more temporary hit points.
Yep, and I get advantage on my next swing.
Human, you messed up.
So I have 2 attacks per action.
Yes.
So inflict wounds.
That is a spell. That is
Oh,
not
that's
an
a
attack.
full-
So
that's
that
a
is a
full
full
action.
attack
That's a
attack
full
action.
Mm,
Hit it in the face, dude.
Just hit it. Just go.
really? I guess I'll hit her in the face.
The human chick or the tiefling?
The human.
So
He's
the
been
8
beating
plus 9
the
is the
human.
first swing, and I'm gonna go with the 15 plus 9. I think that breaks.
That is a hit.
D8 plus 4.
5
5.
damage.
5 damage. Okay. She is still looking very hurt.
No, I guess second swing.
Second attack.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Just let me look. See if I can save my bum.
Don't fight, Thraka. I only
Oh,
have-
if you use your thing now, you're not getting any benefit from
Once on
the.
each of your turns, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can cause the attack to deal an extra 1d8 fire damage. At 14 level, 2d8 fire damage. So if I hit with this, I'm going to use them once on each of my turns.
Okay. Oh, you're a channel divinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
13 plus 9.
Is a hit. Damage, please.
So 2d8 is these. Oh, that's a 10.
The boxy bastards.
These ones.
No, please.
So 2d8 fire damage, that's 7 fire damage.
And your weapon damage.
7 plus 4.
11.
13. More or less.
So, with the situation in front of you is bad. Fireballs keep exploding on the other side of the room and just erupting in flame. You have a giant fire elemental next to you, and you have 2 people harrying you. Just hunker down, turn to your right, and swing with all your might at the woman next to you. Your first hit smashes her arm, and she screams, dropping her shield. Bringing her other arm up to try to defend against her just completely useless arm now. You take another swing, smashing against the side of her head. You hear a sickening pop from her neck. Black bruising immediately erupts around the flesh of her neck as she crumples to the ground.
That's not sickening to me, that's exciting, because that's one less person to hit me.
That's really weird that you get excited
I
about
was
that.
gonna say.
I'm a half orc.
Still, that's a
I've
little.
never
That's a
seen
little
an
more.
orc with a boner in the middle of battle.
You still have your move action. If you want, you can move. They will get attacks of opportunity, but you can move to try to get into
Screw it,
a.
it makes the stage my left,
Excellent.
out the door.
Stage
In-
left.
Okay, so the Tiefling is going to take his attack of opportunity. That is a natural 4, and the Fire Elemental, that is a natural 6. So
Okay.
you got 30 feet of movement. You got 5, 10, 15, 20. You want to keep going?
25, 30.
25, 30?
Nope, 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 nope.
Okay. You just barrel past Arnos and the Red Mantis Warrior, which seems like you see blood dripping from his blade as it swings into the air at nothing. But it connects with something. As you just, fuck this, I'm out, as you're running into this room, turning around and seeing the surge of people from the other room.
The chicken is fine, I have no hair left, and I'm hurt.
This one up here, we're going back up to the room now with Arnos, or with Triswin and Rotmir. This thing is going to bring both of its hamhocks, one down onto each of you as it swings. So Rotmir, that is a 22.
No.
And Triswind, that is a natural 2. It slams in your shield and you just brace yourself holding against it. As it swings at you, Triswind, you just step out of the way and begin to surge forward. Rotmir, it is now your turn.
Okay. 3 attacks on this dude. This full-blooded orc.
Now this is an ogre.
Ogre.
Okay.
I only have 15 more uses of Fireball.
Okay, 16,
Only.
so that's a hit.
16 is a hit.
Okay, so 3 cold damage.
Pat and go.
Okay.
and 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Next attack.
20, not natural.
Hit.
Okay, 7 bludgeoning damage and 2 cold damage.
Okay.
Third hit, 15,
Is a hit.
6 cold damage, and 11 bludgeoning damage.
This thing is, as you just wail into this thing, it's already been shot in the back twice. It's already had the massive Lasaga's threat hammer smashed into its chest, and you just start adding into it. The hand that hits you at first, you knock it right in the elbow, and you hear, "Ooh!" And it goes to take a step back. You surge forward, and you smash it right in the knee. It comes down a bit, and you swing again for its hip. Just, you can feel bone every single swing that you take. You taking your bonus action or your move action?
I'm going to stay there.
Trisman, here to you.
I'm inspired by my brother. Hopefully.
That's cocked.
Cox, yeah.
Okay. That is a 16.
16 is hit. Are you going to burn a Divine Smite or no?
Nah.
Rerolling the ones.
That was a 2, but it rolled into a 1. So 10 of the hammer and 5 of divine, so 15 total.
You smash this thing right in the side of its neck, and it takes a step back, and you see blood dribbling out of its mouth as it and looks at the two of you. It looks like it is not doing well at all.
Okay. Let's kill it.
I'll tell you what, David sounds getting excited.
I'd like to. This video is age gated for a reason.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that with the last session. That is a 9.
That is a hit.
Yeah, I was like, it's
It had a single hit point left. So with this attack, as it falls to its knees, you take Lasaga's threat in both hands and just bring it down like John Henry on the railway, and just obliterate its head. If you saw Predator this weekend, it's just like that Predator when it got punched by the bigger one. You know,
dude.
True.
I've always wondered this. Does Lasaga's threat take anything from the victims it kills?
You don't know.
Well, yeah.
You don't need to know.
The cinematics.
You
Yeah.
Any
I know,
any-
and she knows, but you don't need to know.
There's no visual effect.
no,
There's no visual effect with
That
her
you
regularly
know.
swinging, but you have seen something happen before.
Okay.
Though it doesn't happen every time
It
she
like
hits.
leaks
You still have your
Black.
move action.
down the hole.
So you got
Come on,
5, 10,
Ronnie!
15, 20. So 25, and you leap down the hole, or are you going to climb the ladder down?
I'm gonna leap. down that
Acrobatics
hole.
check, please.
-1.
Do it, you listen to that.
I like how you just assumed Perry would, because he would.
Yeah.
Would. Oh,
That's why she listens to me.
that was
3-point superhero landing as you go in the ground and stand up.
And then you stand up and immediately regret your decision.
Yeah, you see what's happening, and it almost looks like this room over here is on fire.
So it's like I'm.
With
Danny
Arno,
Glover.
you see him as he's coming out. You see blood trickling out of several wounds on his armor, and he looks like he has been in a furnace for a little while, as almost all the hair on his head is singed and smoking.
So it's like that scene in Community.
And
where the
it
guy
is
comes
now
in with
this
the
one's
pizza and
turn.
Everything's on fire.
This one sees you run away, but you're still right there. So that one instead is going to go ahead and
You have a shield? Buggy shield?
Buggy.
that is okay. So first beam is a 13 to hit.
That's a miss.
Second beam is a 19.
That one's, wait a minute. That one might have, no, that's a hit.
And a natural 18 on the third one. So 2 hits of these fiery
Actually, my AC
streaking beams.
bumped up by 1, the 18.
No,
Oh,
18
natural?
plus.
Okay.
Yeah. 18 plus 7, so 20. So 25. So that is 17 points of fire damage. Yep, and it is going to move around, and this thing just runs straight through this fire elemental creature, just straight through it, as if not as touching its body does nothing to it.
Yes, the chicken looks
And now
fucking
this
fine.
thing
Ow.
is going to move here,
You're just fine, dude.
and it's going to spend
It's okay.
one attack.
Totally normal.
Yeah, this is fun.
On one of its attacks, as it moves up to you, it softball pitches a ball of fire into this room here, focusing at you.
Oh, fudge. Why'd I go
So let me see if I hit first.
Leave me alone!
That is a 19.
Nope.
Okay. The fire that, as he throws it at you, it shoots right past you, hits this wall, and explodes.
Ah,
I need a dexterity saving throw from you, please.
down? No. That is a 14.
A landing so awesome
That
you burst into
is
flames.
4 points of fire damage. Its other attack is directed at you, Arnos.
It is. Ow.
That is a 13 to hit.
That is a miss. Thank you.
You see it just kind of underhand softball throw one of these things right over your head, and then it comes down with its other hand trying to swing
Where
at
are
you.
you?
But you
Bitch,
jump out of the
please! I
way.
get that shit thrown at me all the time!
You start twitching a bit as you have flashbacks of Flynn. Arnos, we are to you,
Flashback
followed
to
by
a few
Perry.
seconds ago. Thanks for that.
So Arnos, Perry, you're next.
He's right next to me, right?
It is. You're holding onto the Mantis Warrior, and this thing is behind you.
Boom!
So you're gonna try. So you're gonna use your move action to pull him.
Well, if I can shove him into the fire elemental, however that can happen.
If you want to shove him into the fire elemental, go and give me an athletics check.
I figured, yeah, it's probably either probably one of those reposition attacks.
Yeah.
And this is where he gets thrown into the fire elemental, but
We'll
it's
find
true.
out.
Fried chicken.
Shut up. Nat 17.
And that's
totally
well. I rolled a natural 7. So with his acrobatics, that is a 16. So you throw him past you, putting your leg out to trip him. He kind of stumbles and hits right into the fire.
Actually, that's kind of what I wanted to do anyways. I wanted to trip him into it.
He turns around and steps out of this fire elemental. You see the chitinous armor is now glowing red hot.
Okay, so he's right there. And is he still within reach?
He's still within melee range of you.
Excellent.
Aim to disarm his magical sword.
Yeah,
Okay.
completely positioned.
That's a weapon attack.
You're gonna
versus
go ahead and
his-
roll me a perception
I'll
check
get out of the room, dude.
Okay.
to
Oh,
see
yeah,
which
right.
one it is,
Yeah,
because
right.
he's holding 2.
That is that's a 20.
20. You felt it when he hit you with the
Oh,
right one. That's when it went off, because he hit you with both.
Well, that's why I would have it. Boink!
Okay.
Oh my god.
First, this is athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, so acrobatics for
Weapon
him.
attack.
Okay. All right.
That's gonna be fun. That is
It's a 13.
21.
21. That beats his 19.
Dude,
Sweet.
that's
He's now sand
So
sword.
as you smack him in the
take
hand, he
it
just
off
ting.
him?
No, you just knock it
Can
out
I
of his hand.
decide where it goes?
Well, you can knock it away.
I won't knock it into the fire elemental.
Okay. You knock it into, and it just clatters at the feet
And I'm
of the
going
fire
to
elemental.
disengage from the fire elemental.
Okay, so he will get an attack of opportunity from you.
Of course.
Go away.
Hold the door.
Oh, hold on a second. No, he does not, because technically this is still the same turn that he uses attack of opportunity on him. So so you disengage from the fire elemental,
Screw you.
and where do you go?
I'm
That's
Zoidberging.
that's
out of
10?
that. Put me over next to this guy.
Wait, hold the choke point.
right there.
No, actually, that's a fair point. Put me in front of this guy. Right
Okay.
between him and the doorway.
Remind me to
right there.
Photoshop his face on his Lord.
Okay. So that is your standard action.
Bonus action, key point, patient defense.
Hold the
Okay,
doorway open.
They can come in and I can hold them there.
Perry, we are to you.
I can't take this
Hunter's mark on
anymore.
that guy that he just disarmed.
Okay.
I'm gonna vote.
Go and roll me a perception check real quick for me, please.
Listen,
Natural 20.
That you see that right as he's pulling him into the room, you cast your spell and it takes effect upon him.
It hurts so bad.
What'd you cast on him?
Hunter's mark.
I don't know where my little things are, so for now we're just gonna go ahead and use
if I can just resolve for water.
right.
Aren't they with the, weren't they with the pens and stuff?
That's what I thought, but I don't see them, and I don't.
Normally where you put them.
I got this. So we'll denote him with that for now, for the time being, until we can get my super expensive markers off of that. Okay, cool. So here's one of my super expensive markers. Boom.
Oh, yes.
There we go. So we'll remove that one.
One action to reload.
When I'm
Yep.
When I'm finished with my sprite, you want another super expensive marker?
Ooh, okay, that's mine. And then second action, I'm gonna shoot at him.
Oh, your second attack, yes.
Yeah, second attack. And does a 24 hit?
24 does hit.
All right. I am also going to do the arcane shot, bursting shot,
Okay.
which is an additional 2d6 force damage on him and anything within 10 feet.
Okay. And
that's-
it's auto hit, correct, on that?
Auto hit.
Yep.
So that's 10 damage for that.
Okay.
10 force damage.
Yep.
And then that is.
Oh, that thing hasn't taken a hit yet, so I need to get
19
it.
magical piercing damage.
On
And
him?
then- yeah. Plus 3. So, I'm sorry, 22 on him.
So, okay.
Plus the additional 10.
Yep.
Then I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry. I am going to use the Horde Breaker and take a shot. Can I see him?
You can see the fire elemental.
Okay. I'm going to take a shot at him.
Go ahead.
Lord, Perry's being useful.
23.
That is a hit. Damage, please.
That is a 7 plus 8.
15.
15 damage.
15 damage.
Action surge.
When you level your shot and fire at the elemental, you see just the briefest arcane explosion happen on the bullet itself as the gun turns the round that is expelled from the barrel magical and impacts the creature. So you want to use so you're action surging, so you're going to use an attack to reload and then another shot.
Hi.
Okay, and who are you shooting at?
I am going to shoot at the one with the hunter's mark on it.
Okay, go ahead. Don't forget your extra d6.
15?
15 is a miss. This time he dodges out of the way,
Do you want me to like close the
ducking under the blade, or ducking under the shot. Remember, you still have one more round in there. Okay,
Yes.
so,
Oh, yeah. One
yeah, that is here. You have moved. Would you like to move?
Uh,
I know.
someone's behind the pillar. I'm going to move to the other side of the pillar. Behind him. Behind Thraka.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. So, now
I don't
is
know you
his
guys.
turn.
because I can't see you.
He is going to go ahead and he's going to use his standard action. You see him pull something out of his pack, uncorks it, and drinks it. Then he is going to go ahead and go. He's going to move in directly here, kind of getting in right around right around where the barrels are. He looks over at Arnos, and he spits. You've seen these Carian tribesmen do this before. He spits, and that ball of phlegm sizzles as it flies through the air.
Ew.
Good thing that you had me roll with disadvantage. That is a 19.
That actually does.
Okay. You guys are negating a lot of my natural 20s tonight.
Well, I was hoping to negate the hit, but...
Well, better to negate that, especially. That is 14.
Ow.
Oh, sorry. I'm rolling too many. So I'll just do that. So that is 24 points of acid damage.
Oh, it's a good hand, fuck!
I don't know what that was, but so I'm just going to ignore it for now.
That's the great thing about
That
playing
was
with Kyle.
mocking plus reaction.
This guy is now going to move up. He moves into the room. Kyle, or Arnos, as he's moving up, you see him pull something out from behind him. As he does, he swings out with it. He has disadvantage on the attack. That is a 17 to hit.
Thank God. That's a mess.
You see in one hand now, he's holding a pair of manacles, and he swings at your wrist with those. You manage to just get your hand out of the way just in time. As he does that, he lunges at you with his other short sword. God damn it. That is a 15.
That's a miss.
You jump out of the way of that short sword. That is another crit that you guys have negated. So, that ends the round. Now coming up to the Black Dragon Priest. So he's going to move up, He's staying well away from the elemental, so that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
already coming out.
30. So he's not going to do that. So he's going to... So he's actually going to just stay right here. He hops up onto those boxes, and he is going to go ahead and I will need a dexterity, I believe it will be. Let me double check. Dexterity saving throw for Arnos.
Spell?
Yes, but you cannot see him.
Okay.
He's out of your line of sight. So Arnos, so Mantis Warrior, Arnos, Flynn, Perry, and Thraka. Dexterity saving throws, please.
Are you
I
sure I'm
think-
not behind that pillar?
You are behind the pillar.
I think
But a
Thraka's the
eruption
only one
of
within
web
my range.
suddenly just spreads out from this point right here. 20?
Is Thraka within my range?
He is, actually. He's the only one within your range.
So you're at actually at a 23.
So,
20 plus
20?
1 from the item I have.
So 24
Plus
total.
24, so I finally rolled good.
I apologize. Don't even worry about it yet. We will wait for your guys' turn. But in this area right here, this entire room, except for missing, actually no, you too,
Can I still
because
use
it's
that
right
one
here.
though?
Huh?
Can I use that one?
No. All this entire area erupts in sticky webbing, trying to hold you in place, including the Mantis Warrior, but missing the Tiefling in the back corner. Flynn, we are to you.
That's it.
Sorry, Birdie.
So I need a strength saving throw from you, please, or dexterity saving throw, please.
23.
23 is good.
I'm going to drop Sickening Radiance right in the doorway so it hits everybody.
So you're going to do it right here.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's 20 feet.
He doesn't know.
Yep.
So it's going to hit everybody.
5 feet in so it doesn't hit these two.
So right here. So if this is the origin square, it's going to hit those two. So you want to do it one back?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to hit Arnos.
Can I get it far enough back to not hit Arnos?
You can, but it won't hit these two either because the wall, the spell doesn't say it flows around corners, so it's like a radius effect. So if you do, you'd miss these two. So it's up to you.
Sorry, Arnos.
Okay, so if you drop it right there, that's going to get those, and it'll get all of them. Okay. So, and you're dumping your extra points, correct?
Just the one for no sound. No. You can't see me.
He has clear line of sight on you.
Just the one for no sound, no.
Okay, so that's another sorcery point gone.
Yep. One it out now.
Okay, and that is Constitution saving throws?
One it up now, but I believe so. Con save.
Con
DC
save.
19.
Okay, so starting, we'll go back from the room. So that's obviously a fail. And you'll get damage from me in a minute. So that is...
Please don't fail.
And this is what type of damage?
This is radiant.
Radiant damage? Okay.
What's the save?
Con save with
Con
advantage.
save.
You're not within range of me.
With advantage.
Why do I have advantage?
Because of Gorman.
Right.
That is still in effect. Wait.
It was yesterday.
It was
I
yesterday,
cooked
so,
the
Yeah,
bugs.
it's yesterday morning.
so we don't have it.
But we'll say you guys still have it. We'll say it's going to fade right after this fight.
Matter. It failed.
But it could have mattered. Okay, so damage.
25, and everybody that failed.
I am out.
Arnos goes down.
And the reason why I ran.
Okay.
Fatigued.
Oh, fatigue level 1.
Exhaustion level
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that is
For everybody that failed.
43. And is it half damage or no damage if they pass?
I believe it's half damage. I am pulling it.
I believe it's half damage if they pass, but they're not exhausted.
No damage if they pass.
No damage if they pass?
And as
Okay.
far as all we know,
Okay, so
It was those attacking.
while you can't see it, this one looks fine. This guy falls down.
Actually, it's not. Where's Flynn at?
Flynn is right here.
I'm back.
Okay, so you drop the spell?
They're both concentration, so I can't be invisible.
That is correct. Okay, so you can see her. She looks affected by it. He looked like he was affected by it, but died anyway. This one looks unaffected.
Okay.
Is that it for you, Flynn?
That's it for Flynn.
Okay. Thraka, I need a dexterity saving throw, please. You have +3. 16? 16 is barely a pass. So you are free to move.
Just move up to the edge of the radiance and over there.
You can see sickening green energy just spiraling around right in this area.
Where's our bird friend?
He is in that radiance.
And also on the webbing. Where is the bird? I'm like tilted
He's,
over
he's
figure.
10 feet in front of you.
Okay, so right there.
And it's at the start of the turn they save again, correct? Okay.
It looks like our chicken spoiled.
And double check if it's the half damage on the fail.
It isn't.
Okay.
Con save or take 40-10 and
Okay.
suffer.
So what are you doing, Thraka?
Oh, the
I'm
ones
going
that failed
to-
are emitting light.
I'm gonna cast Wall of Fire, but diagonally
Where?
from the person with the mark
Okay.
through the door into that person sitting on top of that.
So that way. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're
on
gonna.
top of that person.
How long can you make it?
60 feet.
So you can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 33. So it just.
Yeah.
So it
but
now has a-
starting at that person.
Yeah.
doesn't
So
hit our
so he's gonna get an immediate dexterity saving throw, correct? Anyone who enters?
Yes.
Natural 19.
Okay, so he beats it, so he takes half damage.
Okay, and he's able to move out of it. So he's actually gonna move there. To hop out of it.
So he's gonna take half damage of 8, 10,
Doesn't he make a saving throw now for the
17,
webbing?
18.
Thank you, he does. Let's see if he can even move. Yeah, natural 16.
Fire destroys the weapon anyway.
Yep, that is true.
But
I have the spell.
I didn't realize.
so
it
he
was a fire
half at 18, he takes 9 fire damage.
Yep.
And then whatever that midget standing on top of the crate has to make a save.
Fire does not appear to affect him.
Well, he could shove off then.
And of course, the fire elemental doesn't appear to be affected either.
I'm going to use as a bonus action. What is that one little spell? Word of Radiance. Or no, that's an action. What's the one that's a bonus?
Word, healing word.
Healing word.
Mass healing word.
Mass healing word?
Yeah, all of my friendos will get
Paul, remember to buy lasers.
1d4 plus.
Remember to buy lasers. You said remind you.
So D4.
Yeah, d4 plus 1.
To each person.
Yep.
So everybody gets 3 hit points, except for you,
me.
Rotmir.
Yeah.
You are awake.
Upstairs?
3 to my max.
And
Please pass the save.
it is now
It's not
No.
gonna happen.
And I have a movement action. I'm going to step a little bit
My
back.
con
Back.
save is shit.
Rotmir. Weird to you. What are you gonna do?
Okay, double movement down the hole.
You can go 5, 10, 15, 20. Are you jumping down?
Yes.
I need a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
And acrobatics from you.
Oh wow.
17.
So you hop, you hear a metal on wood, heavy, heavy steps, and they end for a second. They suddenly stop, and you just instinctively take a step to your left as a mountain of plate armor just lands next to you. What'd you roll?
My brother.
19.
19. So you land on your feet. You still have 10 feet of movement.
I will go. I yell for the more
Oh, I'm sorry,
holes.
25. So you have 5 feet of movement. So you move up 5 feet.
For the more holes, and I will
Double move again, like you said, or no?
double move right to here.
Okay.
He's gonna
Does that
kick
put?
some.
Oh, wait! I need to do the webbing thing, right?
No, I think it's
Well,
burnt
that
up
part should be
because of
burnt
the
out.
fire.
Yeah, when you come into here, you enter it, so yes. Of this section of webbing is gone. That like this webbing is gone all over here.
Okay, 25.
25, yeah. It sticks to your boots. You barely even notice it's there.
Okay.
Stop outside the radiance.
Yep.
Yeah, he is 5 feet outside the radiance.
Did the thing he started turn in there?
It hasn't gone. It hasn't gone yet.
Double movement ends my action.
Okay, so Trisman.
Oh, damn it, I can't stand up.
It's okay, Paul. We understand. Let's move forward.
Yeah, I have to
and
sit
kill
down too. And I'm
some
used to standing up
things.
during combats.
Alright, let's move forward and kill some things. What's
So where
within
you gonna
my
go?
rage? Where can I go that I'm not
You
gonna
could go right next to him here, and you could attack this red one. Everything else is curtained by a red wall of fire.
Yeah, we'll just go that one then.
Okay?
That is a 24.
24 is a hit.
$12 damage.
Okay.
Actually, 16 damage.
16 damage. All right.
Second. Okay. $21 damage for an 18 plus
18 plus what?
11.
So that is definitely going to be a hit. And you said how much damage?
I believe.
What do you,
17.
the faith is not involved in math.
17 plus 4. That's 21. That was right then, yeah.
Anything else, Tristan?
This always
Nope,
looks like it's
that's
going to fall out.
Okay. So that area is completely obscured.
Your fault. They'll be here by Monday.
Okay. So I'm not going to reveal where they're going. And this guy moves through this.
Did he make you sick?
Let me see. That is a 19 plus. It's con, right?
Yeah.
19 plus 2.
You rolled a 19.
Yeah. Webbing doesn't affect him because he's made of fire. Basically, the web spell is gone. Like whatever's left of it, he burns it away just with his mere presence. He moves up to there, and it is going to go ahead and it's not intelligent enough to keep fighting to kill you, so it is going to spend one of its attacks to attack Perry, and it's going to use its other attack to continue the assault on you, throwing this thing of fire. So Perry, that is a 19 plus 7 is 26. Damn. So I need a dexterity saving throw.
24.
24. Okay, so you take 9 bludgeoning damage. And on you, that is... So, natural 20. So it explodes from you 10 feet. So it's going to get Perry and you. On you, that is 12, 16, 22 fire damage.
Is that the half?
No, that's so 11 fire damage to you. Perry and Flynn, that is 8 fire damage. And then Constitution saving throw.
Concert?
Yep, for your concentration.
Advantage.
For my concentration?
Yep,
Gormans.
that's 1-1. Roll another die.
15?
Yeah, you got it. It didn't do. It's 10 or half the damage you took, so it was 10.
Get it?
And Perry, you took 8 as well. Okay, so that ends his turn. We are back to Arnos. Constitution saving throw, Arnos.
Yay! Make it a waterbender next time. Nope.
So we're not going to bother rolling his damage because it's going to be at least. Well, here what is it?
What is your minimum damage?
40-10. So yeah, the minimum damage is going to knock you out. So that
But not
is
scare
Arnos. Perry,
I woke you up to knock you out.
Right?
you prevented him from taking an auto fail on death saving throw.
Honestly, you live.
I'm going to use my last round,
Doesn't mean.
and I'm going to shoot the one that I have the hunter's mark on again.
Okay.
13 plus 13, that's 26.
26 is a hit.
And then, so, damage.
Remember, you do have sniper shots.
I do, but...
Got to call him before you roll.
Yeah, I know. and
Damage?
they're not that low.
Oh yeah, you can do that too.
3 plus 8 and 8 is 11 plus 4 is 15.
15? Okay. You take aim and fire, and his pauldron just comes completely off of his armor, exposing bloody, humanoid-looking skin as it just pours from his shoulder.
I'm going to reload.
Okay, with the other attack, and what are you doing?
I'm going to take the attack of opportunity.
With disadvantage,
With
correct?
disadvantage.
All right, with disadvantage.
To move around on the other side of the column.
So that is a 21, and a natural 3 plus 7 is 10. So you go bam, bam, bam.
Not that far. More.
So right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just right on the other. Yeah.
Right there.
Kind
Okay.
of use it as cover against that one.
So you're like pushing against Thraka, like, hold still. Anything else, Barry?
I do have a bonus action, but I don't think I have anything to do anything with it. So I am going to. Yeah, that's it.
So they are dead, so I will remove their card. So the match is where he needs a 19, right?
Yeah.
He rolled an 18, so damage, please. And that is his first thing of exhaustion.
You need something? There you go.
Man, that is such a bad spell.
16, 22, 24 damage.
24. Okay. He is not looking so good at all. I'm going to give him a perception check. Okay. I rolled a natural 4, plus 4 is 8, to see if he can tell that you are alive still. He thinks you're dead with an 8. So he, with the manacles, swings them at Rotmir. That is a 27 to hit. Okay, Rotmir, I need a dexterity saving throw, please.
Plus 3.
22.
22. So you take 10 points of fire damage. And
5
as
points.
the manacles hit your arm, you barely manage to pull your arm out of the way before they lock on you.
Okay.
You now get a better look. You can see the other manacle is actually locked to his own wrist.
Okay.
Then with his second attack, he's going to try to stick you with his short sword. That is a natural 15 plus 8 is 23.
23 matches.
Okay. So that is, because he doesn't have his fire damage sword anymore, that is 5 damage
Okay.
of piercing. So 2 damage of piercing. And that is going to... You know what? He is going to say, fuck it, and he's going to try to run. So that is going to be an attack of opportunity from both of you.
Oh, you have that attack that stops on the moving, don't you?
Hold the line.
Hit him in the nuts.
24.
24. He is going to pop his parry action to add plus 5 to his AC for 25.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
A natural 1. So he does manage to get away, but I need you to roll fire damage, please. As he just runs into the wall of fire.
Ow. 11, 12, 13, 21. Yeah, 21.
You see, as he puts his arm over his head and goes to jump in the fire, you just hear him, "Ah! Ah!" And he just starts waving his arms as he immediately erupts completely in flames. Takes a few steps and falls forward, being burned alive.
I thought this group liked fire. Why doesn't he like it? I'm obviously being burned. He must like it.
So I need...
He's the Arnos of the party.
I'm going to give this... I'll treat this as an attack action. That is a... Where's this attack? Plus 5, so that is a 19. So yeah, I'd say he can aim. He knows where the pillar is. I need a dexterity saving throw from everyone in the room, please. So that is an auto fail for you. So that is 1 failed dex saving throw because it is not a crit. This cannot crit.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Plus 3 to anyone who's
I
within 10 feet
Oh,
of me.
so 21.
So Rotmir
Yeah.
Okay.
and Perry. So 21.
No, I fail.
Fail. Natural 20.
Fail.
Auto fail.
21.
21. No, you're out of range. No, you're in range. So 21.
So is this a save?
This is a save.
I'm going to use Indomitable.
Okay.
It's a 12.
12.
I'm going to use my special happy moment.
Okay. Roll your 2d4, right?
going to be an extra 6, so that's going to be a
19. So and
17
13
with
fail?
indomitable.
13 fail.
19.
So and
17 with indomitable.
so still fails. Barely but fails. You barely pass. DC was 18. So I'll just have to roll these a couple of times. Is that your phone?
No, phone clip.
See?
Oh.
You know I am blind because they protect me.
So am I prone?
No.
I mean,
I am beloved of the gods.
One.
No.
Okay, so hitting this pillar is a small bead of fiery energy that you all have grown accustomed to seeing several times. As it
Okay.
strikes the pillar, it explodes out in this area. Rotmir, you fail, so you take 36 points of fire damage.
Okay, so that's
Perry, you have
15?
evasion or no? So that is 18 points of fire damage. That is a fail. You rolled a 21, right?
Yeah.
So that is 18 fire damage, so 9 fire damage. You rolled a 12, so that is 36 points of fire damage. And you rolled a 19, so that is 18 points of fire damage. And a Constitution saving throw, please. And Constitution saving throw from you too, please.
+3.
Yeah, Warcaster.
Yes.
+3.
and you said
which
I
roll?
get,
I'm good.
I get
You get a +3 because you're within
and
10
the
feet of
gourmet.
it. Huh?
No.
No. This concentration check.
Oh, you said
it's a con
Well,
check.
so it's a con check, not a saving throw.
for what?
You have Hunter's Mark up.
That's not concentration.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah,
It
yes,
is.
sir. I guarantee you it's go and roll. It's concentration.
Okay. Yeah.
I guarantee it's concentration.
It's just a long
I think it's good. It's good.
20. You said a Constitution.
Yeah,
20.
20. Yeah, you passed.
21.
You needed to beat a 10 because
Okay.
you took half damage, so the DC was 10. All right, so that ends his turn. Flynn, we're over to you.
Maintain and Sacred Flame the fire elemental.
Okay.
So Dex save DC 19.
Nope, not with a natural 2.
Alrighty, radiant damage. 19 radiant damage.
19 radiant damage drops it down to that. Alrighty. You're gonna move or anything else? Okay. Thraka, we're over to you.
I'll wave my holy symbol about.
Alondra protects you. Arnos, what are you doing?
Can I throw a coin with a move action?
It's a standard action to use to gift the coin.
I'm going to cast 4th level Mass Healing Word.
Okay, so 4d4.
It's 2d4 plus
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 2, 4, 5. Everybody gets 5 HP back.
+4, right? Oh,
No,
That's
no, it's 2d4. It's 2d4 plus 1.
So it's a total of 5.
So everybody gets 5 hit points. So you're awake again.
In a cloud of sickening light.
Give him the awful.
That is your bonus action.
God, he's got level 2 exhaustion.
No shit.
Ooh.
He can die from failing it. Level 5 exhaustion is death.
I love this spell.
Just give me a second, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, but there's a lot
Oh.
of monsters immune to fatigue.
I'll give you a few more seconds. You got to come with something.
Okay, I'm going to cast a last of my 3rd level spells, Mass
You
Healing Word.
already cast a 4th level spell this turn, so you can only cast either a cantrip, 1st or 2nd.
Cure wounds on Arnos.
Where's the oh yeah, the bird's within touchy range, isn't he?
No, you'd have to move up to him, which would put you in the.
5 feet away, he'd be within 5 feet, right?
No, he's 15 feet away from you.
Stupid bird. I'm going to do a movement
Oh, I'm the stupid one.
action. Close to the
Okay, no,
Kentucky
I'm
Fried
right.
Chicken.
Okay.
And then I'm going to what can I cast? A cantrip or
First.
what?
A cantrip, 1st or 2nd.
So you can
I'm
use-
going to cast a 2nd level Cure Wounds on the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay, roll 2d8.
2d8
Plus 1.
Plus 1. He gets 16 HP back.
So you are at 21 currently. That ends your turn. So Rotmir, we're over to you.
Plus 1 for his healing.
Because his wisdom is 13.
I'm not
You need a
wise.
high wisdom to.
I'm going to grab Arnos and pull him out of the sickening light.
Same with mine.
Okay.
Do I need to make a strength check?
Yes. Go ahead and make a strength check real quick for me.
25.
25. Okay, now, force movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity, but you're going to have to move to pull him out.
Yeah.
Because he is just too long. He's 6.5 feet tall. So
And if I get here, am I out of the cloud?
yes.
Easily. Arnos was in the very edge.
Yeah, he was in the very edge of the cloud.
I want to stay close to him so I can affect him possibly with a warding
So
maneuver.
right there.
Could I affect him with a warding maneuver
Yes,
here?
he is adjacent to you there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And so that's my standard
Your
action.
standard action, move
movement.
action. You have a bonus action if you like. To.
What the heck?
Unwavering mark. Alrighty.
Put it with Paul's.
Yep. Okay. So that is your turn, Triswin. We're over to you.
Has anyone else tried to hit
Alright.
this guy besides me?
We have a pile of stuff.
What, you mean
Yep.
the elemental?
Yeah.
I have a pile of stuff.
Can I move next to Roddy?
Right here or on the other side of Rotmere?
The other side of Rotmere.
Okay, you can move right there. It is adjacent to you. You can attack.
I
Yeah,
prefer Thundergut.
It's Roddy. I'm your sister. I'm allowed to call you Roddy. I don't have the hat on.
Okay, sissy. We're
have
we're
to do something.
bickering
I'm
in
allowed to call
combat.
you Roddy! And, you know, she like eats everything. We're gonna do Thunder Smite
Okay.
with that, so. If it hits, obviously.
Now with these two, I'm simply going to remove from the board because you guys cannot see where they are.
Well,
Will the wall
that
flame drop?
is a.
Why?
Because he didn't sustain. He used his bonus to heal.
No, well, you don't have to use your bonus to sustain. You concentrate, you always concentrate until you stop concentrating or you cast another concentration spell.
That would be 23.
23 is a hit, damage.
This is thunderous damage
Okay.
with the divine and the regular magical weapon.
Kaboom!
Yep. Okay,
Deafening
so that-
cacophony. Oh.
7 thunder.
That is
So
10 for regular damage, 7 of the divine, and 7 for the thunderous damage. It is also pushed 10 feet, knocked prone if it fails its strength check, which is a 15 AC.
Okay. Well, this thing cannot be knocked prone,
But I
it
can
can
at
be
least push it back.
That is a natural 3, so you push back 10 feet.
10 feet, fucker.
Hold the line.
Nope. Force movement doesn't provoke it, sorry.
Can I continue my movement to keep it at the door?
Oh, really?
That'll put you in the sickening
Don't
radiance.
go into
Okay,
the
I'm not going into the icky then.
Yeah, because the sickening he's standing right in front of the sickening radiance aura.
Okay.
It ends
Yeah.
right there.
Then I'm there.
Okay.
There you go. You want him in that room?
Yeah, this is fast.
Like, I give it to you in there?
That
sounds
is going
wrong
to
too,
be
never mind.
interesting.
Ignore that.
Okay, so this element, you hear. Everybody roll me a perception check. Actually, let me see who
Well,
it matters
everybody
to.
hears that.
Flynn, Triswin, who else speaks Elven? Those of you who speak Elven, roll a perception check.
Not today.
24.
24?
11.
11? What'd you get? 24?
You said perception?
Yes.
That is a 19.
Okay, so all of you except for, you rolled the 11? So everybody except you hears in Elven someone in the room say, "My love, stay there. Pepper them with fire." And two, that soft ball of flame that was hurled by the elemental, it is standing in the wall of fire, just now hucking the softball-sized balls of fire at you guys. So first one is going to be at Rotmere.
Okay.
Drop it.
Rotmere, that is a natural 20.
Drop it one.
So Rotmere, that is 16 plus 9 is 25 points of fire damage. So
Half of
12
that.
points of fire damage. Triswin and Thraka, you both take 8 points of fire damage, so 4 points of fire damage. The second bolt is going towards Triswin. Triswin, that is a 9
Can I affect her?
for your.
Warding maneuver?
Well, I did roll a 9 to hit, so you could, if you want to, you can use it.
Doesn't hit me.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, it then instead hits the back wall and will explode there. I need a dexterity saving throw from you, please.
20.
Are you within 10
20?
feet of me?
I got a 20.
And you're within 10 feet. So that is 7, 11. So 11 fire damage, so 5 fire damage.
Okay.
And a concentration check, please. And
I'm good.
That is it for that
Ah,
turn. So,
darn it.
Arnos, we are to you. You are no longer in the sickening aura.
I need to give you a first, not a second.
Roll it.
How many is that?
The greater healing potion is 44 plus 4.
I brought some d4s. I only have like one. And I will have to dig for it.
Hey, you can use my defaults.
Nice stuff. That's one. I still need one. Thank you.
And
plus 4.
you got the greater healing potion over? When you have a chance, pull it out. Yeah.
I'll grab that. Be nice. Well, fuck me.
Wow, that looks really good.
Wow.
That looks really good.
4. 16, 18 points of healing. Lovely.
Okay, pass the Dorcas back now.
Okay, now that is your
Don't abuse
one
them.
potion with a bonus action.
One anyway, so
No. So you still have your move action and your standard action.
stand up and
You got that,
move over by. No, move over by this guy.
By Perry?
Hopefully to where I can get a shot at the fire element.
Fire
Thinks he's-
save on this turn.
Yes, it did. The natural 20. You can. I need a perception check for you to be able to distinguish the fire elemental from the firewall.
Okay. Because I am rocking a disadvantage. That's okay. I saw it. That is a 22.
Yeah. There's parts of the flame that just seem to move differently. It's almost like it has a mind of its own, and you can aim for that section and fire with your bow. Correct?
That's correct.
Roll your 2 attacks. Perry, you're after Arnos.
Action. Okay. I have level 2 exhaustion, don't I?
Yes, you do. So you do have disadvantage on the attacks.
I hit.
You hit?
If I don't hit, I'm out.
Well, it's a 14, you know. So,
Right then. D6.
no, you do not have disadvantage on the attack.
Oh, don't I? Well, then that.
No, speed is halved. Your speed is halved. Level 3 is disadvantage on attacks and saving throws.
Man, sure, I'll go and plus the key point. And still fell miserably on that. That's still 7 points of damage on the first attack.
Okay.
And I don't have disadvantage, so thank God.
Yes, you do.
Still rolled well for that one. That is a 21.
That is a hit. Yeah.
That is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. So as you pull back, you see a blue energy erupt around the arrow as you take aim and fire. And you see that magical aura that surrounds it dissipate as soon as it hits the elemental, and that cascade of energy wash over its body, and you hear it just kind of from each hit.
Okay, lovely.
Perry, we are to you now.
Block the lightning.
Right up to me. All right. Am I able to see it?
Roll me a perception check.
15 plus...
Yeah, you see it.
Okay. All right, I'm going to move for a bonus action, move my hunter's mark over. And then I am going to... Oops, wrong die. Shoot it. Why did I move all these die back? With a sniper shot.
Okay, so -5 plus 10 the damage if you hit.
Does a 15 hit?
15 hits. Did you roll a natural 3?
I rolled a 7.
Okay.
7 plus 8.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, in that case, that is... Why do we keep pulling run on that one? That's 5 plus 8 is...
13.
13 plus 1 is
14.
14 plus another 8 is 22 plus 10, 32.
Okay. As you take aim and shoot at this thing, the entire left side of its flaming body disapparates from it, just getting blown away as you hear it again. It is still up, but it is barely able to hold its form.
I'm going to take another shot with it.
Okay?
Same thing, sniper shot.
Go ahead.
That's a 3.
That is a click.
Sorry, dude.
You have the option of clearing it with an attack action on your next turn.
You really need to work on your...
He is dead in a flaming black fall of fire. This one, though, let's see. I need to read up on this spell real quick. Give me 1 sec.
I tried to take it out.
you're doing a good job, Perry.
I'm not sure if I should feel
It's not
appreciated or insulted with that.
You'll
Okay.
be useful
Uh,
on a small line.
I need a Constitution saving throw from everyone in the room, please.
Hey, people around me in 10 feet.
So that is Flynn, Rotmir, and Thraka all get +3.
Do we have advantage?
Yes.
You do have advantage on the Constitution saving throws.
Oh, good.
Okay, so that is. Wow.
Like that's alone.
Okay, so
35.
35.
24.
21.
And I'll get back to you.
19.
19 and
24.
17.
17. Okay, so everyone but you passes.
But who?
But Arnos.
Did you add the? Did you do the
He
advantage?
doesn't have the. You have the advantage. You rolled the advantage, right? Okay.
It's
He just
not
has a
close
really
enough.
bad Constitution save.
Oh.
And he's
Okay,
not
So do
that's
I.
not bad. So that is going to be 24 points of piercing damage to you, 12 points of piercing damage to everyone else.
Are you down?
Suddenly, the room erupts with biting, stinging wasps
I
that
hate
just
this spell.
erupt in the area and in a cacophony of movement just swarm over each of you.
That just reminded me.
Okay.
And that is going to end that. And Flynn, we're to you.
Second one.
Go to roll me. At this point, it's pretty easy to tell what is the
Elemental.
because of the damage that they've done to it. You can see it is moving and holding onto itself. So I need to roll a dexterity saving throw, correct?
Yep.
That is going to be a. That's a 1. So no. Damage, please.
19.
19. Okay.
I'm glad that was that.
That
Constitution
ends the
advantage.
fire elemental. As it erupts into radiant energy, just motes of light just erupt out of it, almost like fireflies dancing in the night.
I'll drop the radiance.
Okay? And that sickening pall energy that was right in front of you suddenly dissipates. Though it's hard to tell anything because of the stinging, biting insects that are in your face. We're up to you, Thraka. Oh, sorry, I needed another Constitution saving throw, please.
From everybody?
I have a move action.
Okay, where are you moving?
Where's the end of the swarm?
This entire room appears to be completely
And
eruption in
somebody
this
left
form.
the wall fire. Great.
So what do you do?
Can't remove it until
21 for a con save.
21 for a con save, so
Did you have a 3?
I'll do one roll for the whole turn. So that is, okay, that's going to be easy. So that's 20, you pass, so 10. Piercing damage, if it matters. Thraka.
It doesn't.
I'm dropping the spell.
Okay, suddenly the fire is extinguished, and from you don't see anything, but Perry and Arnos have line of sight that you can see the black one is there. You do not see this one, though. The black dragon-like creature is there. Thraka, it takes nothing to drop the spell, so you still have a full allotment of actions. What would you like to do?
I'm going to spend another third level spell to do, my last third level spell to do Mass Healing Word, which is a bonus action.
So D4 plus 1 to each person.
4
So
plus 1 is
5. So 5 hit points to everybody. That is your bonus action. You still have your movement and your standard. What would you like to do?
I'm going to use Word of Radiance on myself.
Okay. Which is?
Um,
What level is it?
That's a cantrip.
Okay.
1 action and 3d6 health back, I believe.
Word of Radiance?
Oh no, that's the wrong one. No,
You mean
it's not.
Cure Wounds or?
Cure wounds.
No, I got. I can't cast level 1 spell since it did level 3.
You can cast level 1.
You can do level 1.
Since this is standard action, it
There's
can
not
be 1
two.
or 2.
Yep. So what spell are you looking at?
Actually, I'm going to move up to the door.
Okay. You move in or just up to the door? In? Okay. As soon as you step in,
Here it comes.
her held action. 3 fiery beams of energy erupt from her hand, strike up into the air, and then seek at you. That is a 24.
Okay, that hits.
a 22,
Nope.
and a 7.
No.
Okay.
So 1 hit.
So 1 hits, and that is, all right, 9 damage.
Cut in half because it's fire, I'm guessing?
Yes, so 4 damage.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the one that just did that to me.
Okay, so she needs a dexterity saving throw. That natural 2 is going to fail. So damage?
3d8, 7 plus 4 is 11.
I believe it's 2d8 for you because you're only an 8th level cleric.
Yeah, and you have to be an 11th level
No,
player.
it's telling me at 3d8, but
Let me check Sacred Flame, but I'm pretty
11th
sure.
level is where you go to 3d8.
Yep. Flame.
It's
I
1d8.
think- I
It
think-
goes up at 5th level and how?
And at 11th level.
11th
So yeah,
level,
so it's
sorry.
2d8.
2d8.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it last time you said D&D Beyond was wrong.
10.
Because it's adding his total level instead of his cleric level. I think it's
It's odd, yeah.
yeah. So 10 damage
Same
to
for
her. Okay. She hasn't taken much so far. So Rotmir, then Triswan's after that, okay?
Go kick some ass, Roddy!
And do you want to continue to move?
Yeah.
You still have, because you're at that point, you're still in the insect plague.
Yeah, so how much movement?
So
do I
if you move here, you're out of the insect plague.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're going to double move up to her?
Yep.
Okay. So you just, as soon as you see her, you make a beeline for her. Trisman.
In, out of the bugs.
So you're going 5, 10, 15, 20. 25 gets you out of the bugs.
Okay, I can't get to her, obviously, right?
You can if you double move.
Nah, you know what? Got it. Eldritch Blast.
On.
Her.
Go ahead, roll to hit.
Well,
It'll also pull her towards me. Nope. Nope.
So that is your move action, your standard action, bonus action, or no?
I don't think I have anything as a bonus action right now.
Okay.
You have Hexblade's Curse.
So she is not.
Probably do that on the dragon home.
She's not brave enough in order to try to fight you toe to toe. So she's going to attempt to use her movement ability, which is going to provoke an attack of opportunity. Go
And
ahead.
that would be Hex. I could do Hex on it if you want me to do Hex on it.
16.
Okay.
16 is a miss.
But it's not.
She suddenly, you see her jump off the ground and seems to fly for a moment before she lands here, and then she takes off down the tunnel. Arnos.
Move me,
Fucking dice.
how far is it to get into that room?
You got to move 30 feet if you want to get out of the insect plague.
Can I still see her by chance?
No, she's way down there.
Alright.
So if you move to here, though, you're out of the insect plague.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah, that'll work. But
And you have 5 more feet of movement. You can see the black dragon dude.
Scoot me this way.
Okay, right there.
And towards. No, away from you. I'm sorry. Can I see her now?
Roll me a. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. That is only a 16.
16. You can see a faint outline.
Mm.
If you don't have.
How far away?
She's probably 60 feet away at this point. From you, she's 70 feet away.
Okay, then nah, that wouldn't work anyways. I am. I'm a huck the spear at the jackass dragon point.
Okay.
Jackass dragon thing.
Okay, roll to hit.
And I only got my base attack to do this with anyway, so. It is a definite miss. Well, unless his AC is ludicrously low. That is a 13.
13 is not hit.
Well,
He
crap.
and it sticks into the wall next to him.
Shoot with the bow.
Okay,
Oh, that's a natural 18. That was a.
natural 18 is going to be a hit. Damage, please.
That was a D8. Oh, hey, max damage box cars. 12, 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage? Alrighty.
That's as good as a crit right there.
You do see in this cart, clinking together are 3 empty glass bottles. Ah, no.
Somebody's been chugging.
One by your right
Yep.
between your feet.
Okay, so that ends Arnos' turn. So
He's
Perry.
also very environmentally conscientious as he deposits them in the receptacle.
You said I could see this one?
You can barely see that one, yes. But you are in the...
die.
Actually, no, now you cannot because you are in the insect swarm. You saw it was there, but now your vision is down to 10 feet.
Then I'm going to run forward until I'm out of the insect swarm.
Okay, you can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, which is going to put you... You're going to have to go... You don't have enough to jump on there because that'd be difficult terrain, so you'd have to use 2 actions in order to get out. Or you can stop right here.
Stop right there.
Okay? And then you want to shoot at him?
Well, I'm going to reload.
Okay.
Bonus action, ensnaring strike.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot at him.
All right, roll to hit.
Oops, not that die. Ah, and I rolled a 2.
Roll a 2. Oh, you misfired last turn anyway, so
Yeah. I
go ahead and
didn't-
roll your Tinker's check.
And I'm not going to use that die.
No.
Hey, sometimes it's a good idea.
Okay,
It's Tinker's check. This is plus Dex.
sorry. Is 27.
27. You managed to eject the round. You just didn't mold the casing quite right, and it just got stuck in there a little bit, so it wasn't sitting in the weapon properly. You managed to eject it and replace it with another round. But I need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
Constitution.
Yes, sir. I already
With
rolled it that turn,
advantage.
so with advantage.
With advantage.
That's what did it.
And plus 3.
Right.
Yes.
So plus 3 is 21, plus 2 is 20.
Oh, 24. So you take 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
That ends the round. So now it is his turn, and he is going to go ahead and the insects disappear. He mutters a word, and you see his body begin to glow green for just a moment before it fades. Then he turns and begins running. Flynn, where do you? Suddenly, the...
Give me where I can see down the hallway.
So you can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You'd still have to be here. And then with your action, you can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 can get you to see down the hall. But that will take a double move to get there.
25 more feet forward.
Did I understand what he said or anything at all? Because I speak Draconic.
It seemed to be more like an arcane language.
Oh.
It seems as if this one has arcane and divine power.
Oh, so he's a nerd. Okay.
How far down are they?
She, at this point, she has not moved again. So from you right now, she is 60 feet away, and he is, from there, he's 35 feet away from you.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and quicken and web him to get her
Okay,
in, like, all the way in front of her,
okay,
to where she'll have to go all the way through the web to get out.
all right. Thraka.
So she's on the web.
Well, she's running towards web at this point. He put the web right in front of her, so she has to run into it.
She's 60 feet down the hallway. The web is 65 feet down the hallway.
I don't think I can.
You don't have any range?
I'd take the flame, but what else do I got?
Look at it this way, so your flame's not going to burn the web.
It's not. That'd be good.
It's radiant. So move down the hallway and save your flamer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move down the hallway.
What's the range on Sacred Flame?
60 feet.
15, 20, 25, 30. You can barely get her in range. You actually have to kind of push this cart out of your way a little bit.
That's fine. I'm 6'7", like 270 pounds.
Oh, it's still a very big cart, and it doesn't have anything attached. So you're still pushing it against stone, but you're able to just push it forward enough that you can occupy that space. So she needs to roll a dexterity, correct?
Yeah.
So that is, what is your DC?
About 14.
14. Yeah, that's gonna be fairly hard for her to fail that. She'd roll a 16.
Okay, so what's that of 13?
Yeah, you can
Oh no, there's no half. There's no damage if she passes with a Sacred Flame.
That's just
Rotmir.
Yeah.
Double move to chase all of them.
Okay, so you're gonna still be behind them, still
Yeah.
just kind of running.
I'm gonna get you, fuckers!
Get up and let's try the what's it called again?
Hex.
Eldritch Blast to
Okay,
pull.
on who?
Let's go with the dragon.
Go ahead, roll to hit.
That's an 18.
That is an 18. Do your die roll.
18
so that
plus.
is
What's your
plus
modifier?
like 7.
For damage.
Oh, for damage it's like 3.
6 damage.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
And pull 10 feet towards us.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Alright. So he suddenly and then goes to keep running forward.
It's a D8 or a D10.
Roll a d10.
Okay. I'm just letting you know.
I know it's a d10. I don't know why you rolled a d8.
I don't know. I can't tell what that is.
That's cocked.
Okay.
Stop rolling right there then.
That is a 10.
10? Okay.
10.
Damage total.
13 damage total. Alrighty. Now it's going to get to her. She is going to run through the webbing, and let's see what happens. So it is
Well,
a
at her, she's a
dexterity
dragon.
saving throw. So that is a fail. So she is restrained in that space. She can use her action to make a strength check to try to break free. No, not with a natural 4. Arnos.
Yeah, that's a Baymax of bitch.
Thank you for that.
So did it pull?
What are you doing?
I don't like her.
Okay.
Did it pull him back?
Do I have advantage from this range? I mean,
Uh,
I don't have disadvantage on my any range as long as she's within range.
You have advantage as long as she's within your first range increment.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, well, I think she's within it anyway, so.
I heard the
I-
hamster on the wheel.
Well, I'm sure you did.
Hold on, let me see if she's restrained or grappled. Is it restrained or grappled? Or is it grappled and restrained? Yeah.
Well,
I just had it up too.
grappled and restrained would be redundant as restrained.
Well, no, all grapple does is remove. You want to have advantage on the attack. Is
Restrained.
okay. So you do have advantage.
All right then. All right, I didn't roll that.
So, what's your attack?
That's right, I did say I hate her, so.
So what'd you roll?
It's a natural 17 plus.
So that is a hit. Damage, please.
Do I get sneak attack? No?
Yes, because you have it. No, she's not within 30 feet.
Well, that is still 12 points of damage on the first attack.
Okay, second
I'll
attack.
go ahead and bust that bonus action to not like her very much. Slayer's
Okay.
Mark. And wait, hold on, it's 2d6. That is a natural 15 plus 11.
That is a hit.
For,
Damage?
10 points of damage.
As she sticks in the web, she goes to try to push her way through. The first arrow hits her right in the shoulder, and she takes a step forward. She reaches up and kind of grabs the shaft of the arrow, and the second arrow hits her at the base of the skull. She and then falls forward into the webbing, bleeding out. Perry.
The other one.
Okay.
That one felt funny.
Since I rolled a 2, do you want me to do another Tinker's check?
I'll be nice right now. We'll just give you another attack.
Okay.
Did you fail his brief?
He rolled an attack roll and it was a 2.
31.
31 is a hit.
Damn.
Okay, so that is... And since the ensnaring strike is the next hit,
Yes.
and I cast that at level 3, is... It's here. That is 10 points of damage for that, plus... I swear I can do math.
You promise?
Yes, I promise.
10, 16.
14 points of damage.
So
for the
24 total.
piercing. Yeah, 24 total.
Okay.
And
Your ensnaring shot appears to do nothing as the vines wrap around its body. Its legs glow green, and it seems to be easily able to move through it,
That's what it was.
as if it is not restricted by it.
then I'm going to barrel down the hall
Okay. Flynn, where do you?
using my bonus
Forward
action to
and
dash.
Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Oh, using my bonus action to dash on
Right.
that
Okay.
after it.
Okay, so that is going to be a 24.
Pass.
Okay. Are you moving or no?
Yeah, 30 feet. Yeah,
Okay.
all before I did.
And Thraka, are you going to continue to move or no?
And I'll maintain the web.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
I don't have a lot of range.
And sorry, before your turn, he moved another 100 feet down the hall. So he is
Holy
now.
Stop him at all?
Nope, he just runs straight through it. Okay. Yeah, he runs straight through it. Yeah, he moves 100 feet down the hall. He's double moving. So what are you doing, Thraka?
I can't double move and do Sacred Flame, can I?
No, you cannot.
However, 30 plus.
How bad they do boxes fire?
Well, it would probably be very dangerous if we let it live.
Agreed.
I don't think I can hit him. Arliss is just lining
So
up
you
that
doing nothing,
shot.
Thraka?
I
Licking your wounds?
guess I'm going to.
Go help
Who's
Aaron.
up next in the initiative order?
Rotmere.
Rotmare's not going to be able to catch, so who's next in the initiative order after Rotmare?
I
Tristan.
can shoot it.
So what are you doing?
I'm going to do guidance on her.
Okay. So for the next minute, you get a D4 to your next ability check, saving throw, or skill check.
Okay.
Rotmere.
Double move, and you down the hall you hear Rotmere taunting this thing.
The screaming
I'm
in
gonna
Dwarven.
get you.
Tristan.
30 feet of movement down
Okay.
the hall. And let's do chill touch since apparently the Eldritch didn't pull him.
No, it pulled him.
It did?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do Eldritch Blast. instead.
Roll the hit. It pulled him to 10 feet. He just continued moving.
Yeah, well, it's at least something. Dude.
I couldn't
Okay.
see that.
That's a 3?
So,
Did you get the bonus?
Arnos,
No,
Yeah.
it's not for attack.
what are you doing?
Oh, okay.
Slowly moving forward.
And at where he's running, the gradient is actually going down. So the further away he's getting, the harder it is for you guys to actually see him.
Yeah, it's a good thing cover doesn't matter. Or range until he exceeds the 320.
Go kill him.
Huh?
Go kill him.
Yeah, like, no. That's not the stars.
So what are you doing?
Shooting.
Okay. So what's the range increment on your short bow?
320.
No, that's the max range. What is the first? The
The
first
first
range.
one's 80. He's outside of it, but that's irrelevant. I haven't marked them. Or a sharpshooter.
I don't think you ignore it with sharpshooter.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
You do?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's, that's one of the main reasons to take it.
Okay. Roll a hit.
That's a natural 17.
That is a hit. Damage.
Unfortunately, I don't hate this guy. But crap. Does anyone have a D4?
How?
What's your
I only
total?
have-
Well, what is your total attack, by the way? Actually, 18.
Total attack for that is a 28.
Okay. Damage?
He's well out of range of what I'm using Slayer's Mark, unfortunately. Min damage on 2 of those dice. 7, 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Next shot. Crap, that's only a 20.
20. As you fire, you hit him with the first arrow. He turns and looks, sees you fire again. A shimmering wall of energy erupts in front of him, and your arrow impacts against it.
Shield.
Perry,
Hey, the same thing. I'm gonna go after him again.
roll a hit.
You used that on the wrong person.
Right?
But yeah, I said
17 plus 13. You know.
Hit, and your minimum damage. As he's running, right as his head is about to dip under the incline, it just pink
Watermelon.
mist. Like a Gallagher concert.
Oh my god.
You all take a quick moment
That's how you do
to
it.
catch your breath
Rotmere is
and
still
look
saying,
around
"I'm
at the
gonna kill you,
carnage.
fuckers," and he's running
The
down
beds
the hall.
are completely demolished, just smoldering heaps. Whatever weapons had been housed in their placements are gone. The goods in the crates have been burned to a cinder. But you do have a closed door here, and all of the current enemies appear to be dead. And that is, it's 9 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and take our quick 20-minute break, and we'll be back after that.
I am retrieving the spear of the desert wind.
We'll get to all that. Time's stopping right there.
Let me say one.
My God, that fire cleric was mean to you. I can't believe she hit you as all those fireballs.
As everyone's just
And-
like,
Lots of scrutiny.
Oh, Let her sit down and get mine checked. And we're back. Thank you all tuning back in with us. We are ready to start this next level of the journey. So, now with all of the enemies currently dead, what are you all going to do?
Everyone hears from down the hall. I'm gonna get you, fuckers.
And then you get down there.
Trump.
It takes you about 30 seconds to finally catch up, and when you do, you see the hammer to pumpkin damage that was done to this poor guy's head. And there's bits and pieces of this dragon's head all about this hallway.
Roddy!
I got you,
Did you
damn
get
it!
Smacks it into a dead torso.
Any trinkets, baubles, weapons?
Roll me an investigation check.
I catch up with him and also search
I'm
the...
going to find a bed that hopefully hasn't been turned
The
over.
roll with advantage.
Nothing and take a seat.
Oh no, the beds are done.
They're like destroyed.
All the beds are smoldering
I'm
wreckage.
finding a box.
They're smoldering wreckage.
17 with a negative 1.
No, 4 fireballs went off in that room. In this room, most of that stuff is still on fire currently.
Investigation, I got a plus 6.
So if it fits, it sits.
A 6?
You turn it into a
17.
cat.
I'm going to control flames to put one of the boxes out and then sit down.
There's been a lot of damage done to these things. With a fireball going off, these things are pretty much gone. They're pretty much destroyed. Now, this room looks a lot worse than this room, but even one fireball to a box is a lot of damage. You find 3 empty scroll cases.
So just tubes.
Yeah, but you've seen a scroll case before. You've seen the scroll cases like that he carries to protect them. The cases may be empty, but they're scroll cases. They can house a scroll and protect it.
Right, I will
Would be
give those
sold.
to the spellcasters.
Okay.
I just put in
On him, he's also wearing some good-looking scale mail armor,
Okay.
and he has that necklace still around its torso now.
The holy symbol.
I'll add it to my collection.
I'm gonna take everything from you, you fucker.
He's just start stripping everything off his body.
And then, where you at, you bitch?
I help him strip it off.
Okay. The Tiefling, the one that summoned or the redskin creature that summoned the fire elemental. You look at her; she has a twisted wooden wand.
I'll pick that up.
Okay. She is also wearing. Let me grab her sheet real fast.
I'll be sure to give this to Flint.
She wears no armor.
No armor?
No armor.
She's naked.
No, she's wearing clothes, just no armor. She does have a twisted wand, and she has a pouch that clinks.
Cut the pouch off.
It appears to be gold.
I cut the pouch off and
How much?
take it.
You gonna take the time to count it all?
No,
No,
but can I
wait.
find like a key or something that goes to that room, or is that room like not locked?
So you just start looking around for a key?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna also check to see if that room is locked.
Corpse strip.
So you come up to this one. The door is indeed locked.
Corpse stripping.
There are 3 corpses in that room. There is the woman who you all initially talked to that seemed to be the leader of them, who was the first one to go down. She, like the Tiefling, is wearing studded leather. They both use those wicked-looking bone swords that the others used, that you guys have fought against. But she is wearing it looks to be a platinum locket. That looks to be fairly expensive. Less so because the metal has been fused together, but it is platinum.
What about the bug boy?
What?
The Mantis Warrior, you can see where the sword has been dropped, and though it has been clattered around the ground with a series of explosions and a wall of fire that was dropped on it,
Right.
it appears to be unscathed.
Well, it's made of fire, so, you know.
Well, it's not made of fire.
It projects fire. It burns things. There you go. That's what I'm looking for.
But you find that, and you find, there was one other thing, let me see. On the leader, the woman, you see a sapphire ring that is made of a band of pure sapphire gem that appears to have been hollowed out to make, turn it into a ring itself.
I call it because I have jewelry skills.
I come out of the hall and I'm like, I got them for you.
All right, Roddy.
Good job.
Yay.
I need to get my hat. Arnos, can you open this door? Hold on.
So
Perry comes up.
I'll identify it later and stuff. And then as far as that door goes, does it have any like metal on it? Like
The
any
door itself?
hinges? Yeah.
The door is a iron reinforced wooden door.
Okay, cool. I'm going to cast second level heat metal on the hinges.
Okay.
To just
Well, they get hot.
yeah, this should like I should be able to just like push it off, right? It should, like,
No, it doesn't get that hot.
Okay, never mind. I'm just
Yeah,
going to
heat metal will heat it up to where it can burn a person, but it doesn't get, in the forge hot.
The exhaustion.
I can do that.
You could heat the metal enough that it would lower the DC of trying to break the door down. It would assist with that, but it wouldn't just do the work for you.
Oh.
Give me your tools there, Arnos. I bet I can pick the lock on this.
Watch out, Kyle. You're standing in the light.
Yeah, right. I don't know where my phone is.
You plugged it in, didn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll do that. I'll do the heat metal on the hinges to lower the DC.
I'm trying to break the door down.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the
Roll me
hammer
a
into it.
straight strength check, please.
Straight
So
check.
while he is doing this, pounding on the door, you guys can go into this room and search the two bodies that are in that room. 21, okay. Go ahead and roll me damage, please.
Is it
D8 plus your 4. The
7 plus 4 is 11?
you hear him banging on the door as you guys finish searching the people in this area. You move in here to strip the people in this area. You find the other tiefling that came out that followed you all in and ended up dying to your radiance. He does have a ring of keys.
Oh.
And he has the bone sword and he has the studded leather.
I'm gonna take
Found the keys.
walk up, unlock it, and push it open, then just look at Thraka.
Well, he's wailing on it. I mean, it's a ring of keys.
I'm just gonna walk up.
You see him holding a
I'm
ring of
just
keys.
picturing the inverse of Andre the Giant and
I'm not currently talking to him now because no matter what he could say,
3 bone swords total.
the chicken has talked about the fireballs and
Two bone swords.
coincidentally the fireballs have hit.
So roll me another attack roll.
20.
Roll damage.
Drop the keys at his feet, and then go back into the room.
Uh-huh.
5?
So as you walk up and you hold the keys up to him, he gives you a really kind of dirty look, turns back to the door, and hits the door again and cracks it open enough that someone like Perry or Rotmere or Triswin could like squeeze through it.
Unlock what's left of the door. And spin it open.
You kind of get some of your frustration out of it. You're tired at this point. This was... The fights that you've been involved in are not like the fights that you've been involved in there. Most of them is you guys setting up ambushes against these demons and aberrations that constantly come into the Towering Wood. A lot of this is you guys having to fight against these ambushes and things like that. This is a whole different style than you're used to. And you kind of feel it in your bones, like you're getting on in the years a bit. You've been standing at a forge too much.
He's a grumpy old man.
But the rest of the door does kind of... You're able to push the shattered door the rest of the way open. inside, as that happens and you push the door open, you can hear sounds coming from inside the room. Sounds like panic breaths and utterances of fear.
Go in the room.
Okay?
Push my way past these two if I have to.
As you enter the room is completely dark.
I cast light.
There we go.
Okay?
Go up.
You follow her. You can see there's a corner immediately around.
Still glowing.
No, you ended the spell.
I don't
Uh,
glowing that much.
So you move around the corner, and with Thraka's light, it illuminates, looks to be about, between the 3 separate cells, there's about 20 people.
Flynn, I need the keys.
Monkeys.
Flynn.
Fine.
The people who are in here are beaten, bruised, bloody. They look like they haven't eaten in a few days. A lot of them are emaciated. Some of them make no noise as you approach and look at them as they lay on the ground just staring listlessly at you. You can see up on this wall, now that you have light, there is a series of, looks to be torture implements that sit against that wall.
Go in and start unlocking the doors. We're not going to hurt you. We're here to free you.
You see, most of them, they don't respond to you. They don't answer. They just kind of look at you. As you open the doors, they kind of suspiciously look at the opening before them.
I hold up my holy symbol. I'm like, Paladin of Dolorah, and I'll say it in Common, and in Elven, and in Dwarven, and in Gnomish. And I'll just repeat it. Not going to hurt you. Let's try to heal you,
see
and free you.
a younger man, probably in his early 20s. At one time was probably a good physical specimen, but weeks or months of torture and malnutrition has slowly just prematurely aged him. As he kind of stoops out and stands in front of you for a moment, kind of stretching out the cages that they were in. They're actually built into the walls themselves. And they're only built to a height of about 6 feet, and this guy is about 6.5 feet tall. So this is probably the first time in a long time that he's actually been able to stand up straight. And he does kind of winces in pain as he stands up completely and looks down at you. And in very kind of thick, accented Common, roll me a history check.
Do I still have his thing up for the D4 or no?
Guidance.
Yes. No, at this point it's been over a minute.
You said history. That is a 25, so it's a natural 20. Plus 5.
You immediately recognize the dialect that he's speaking. It's Common, but it is very much of the swamps of the Shadow Marches. And now that you're closer and you have more light to see by, this person is a half-orc. You couldn't tell because it looks like the tusks that normally grow have been ripped out of his mouth.
Oh.
And there's just gaping holes there. And when he speaks, it's kind of grimace a bit from seeing that much damage to somebody's mouth. And he just kind of, thank you.
Come out here, all of you. Get them all out. We can heal them.
And he kind of turns and slowly starts helping people out. And it looks like they've been in here for a while. One of the people laying on the ground makes no motion to leave. They just lay there, staring up at the ceiling above them.
Go in and
So-
try to pick them up.
It's a dwarf, like the other half-orc. Probably at one time was a very strong, stout person, but months of neglect and abuse have just rendered them a shell of their former self. As you reach and you begin pulling on them, they are catatonic.
I'll pull them up, pick them up. Bridal style if I have to.
Okay? And you pick
I know
him
I have
up.
to crouch
And,
down in the cell.
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you pick him up, and he weighs probably 90 pounds.
Make sure everybody gets out. Pull them out there.
Continue.
Okay. I'll give you guys a full list of the loot in just a minute. Now that the people are out and you unlock all the cages, and it takes about 10 minutes for everyone to slowly filter out of the room, the half-orc, the very young half-orc, kind of looks around and looks at one of the elders, and the elder just won't meet his gaze. They just kind of stares at the ground. You see the half-orc kind of look around and just like kind of come to terms with the fact that it looks like he's going to have to be the spokesman of this group. And he looks at you wearily. Oh, we haven't had water in a few days. We could use water, and what's going to happen now?
For my water skin.
I'm gonna bust out the alchemy jug, and it can produce.
So do you fill it up and then start pouring it? What are you pouring it into? Or are you just filling it up and passing it around?
Is there? They must have had some implements around to feed them. Or
Yeah, they did. They did.
cups, But they're
Fireball.
Yeah, they're pretty much destroyed.
Was
The
there
wooden,
anything-
wooden plates, utensils, and things like that are all
Was there
burned up.
anything upstairs in their shop that we could use?
You could check.
I'll tell her. I'll be right back. And then I go upstairs and I retrieve my hat anyways.
There are 2 camping sets within there.
Perfect. I'll grab
There's-
those two.
In each camping set, there's 2 utensils. It's kind of like a mixture. It's almost like a spork. So it looks like it can be used for have multiple uses. And fairly dull knife in each set. So you have 2 utensils and 2 forks. Each one comes with a singular plate. So you have a set of 2 basically.
So I'll take
You
it.
can find some containers, but they are filled with liquid. Some of them are water skins and other such things.
I'll take the water skins. Anything that I can use as a receptacle for them to.
Okay. You find enough that you can get a couple of gallons of water within other receptacles that you can begin passing around. And these
I grab my
people will drink until they vomit.
Well, we're not going to let them
oh
do that.
yeah, we're not gonna over.
Now, you just slowly
Overhydrate.
kind of ration it out to them, and they just drink deeply, thankfully. You see some of them kind of brightening up just a little bit. There aren't as many children as you would have expected from what Kern Everbright told you all. He said that there was a lot of women and children who had been taken by these slavers. You only see 3 kids. The rest are adult age.
Okay.
It's down the tunnel.
You ask them, or are you asking me?
I'm gonna go look down the tunnel.
How far do you follow?
Maybe a couple hundred feet.
I'll go
It
with
keeps
them.
going. It slowly starts to angle down, and then as it angles down, you can feel the air becoming a bit cooler, and it just starts meandering off to the right, very slowly. Roll me a straight intelligence check.
16?
This looks relatively recent, and it's definitely been mined out by like humanoids. It's not a natural cavern.
Go ask the slaves.
Okay.
Do you all know anything about the tunnel that goes down into the...
All I know is that every once in a while they would gather up some people, and we'd hear a wagon begin pulling them down. I haven't left this cell, and the smell in that cell room is disgustingly bad. It looks like as if they have been doing nothing but defecating in a corner of of each cell, and they have been allowed no movement out.
The best we get out of here. This place is not fit for...
No. Well, where do we go?
It will take you somewhere safe.
I will pull you aside and be like, and in Elven, like, I don't trust him.
You see there's several elves. Now that you guys can have a really good look, you can see there's a couple of halflings, some elves, and several of races that you guys have no idea what they are. They almost look like they're mixtures of elemental beings and humans. It's very strange. You guys have never seen anything like this. You even see a single Eladrin with them.
Do you speak Gnomish?
Nope. Don't like the 50 dimensions.
Dwarven. You speak Dwarven.
I do speak Dwarven.
So in Dwarven, they're like, I don't trust him. He felt evil. Like, evil. And you know how they were when we met them? They weren't evil. He is evil. He's gonna do something to them.
Fulfills the
That
letter
obsidian
of the
blade that I
faith.
have.
But then we make
That
sure we
obsidian
stop
blade I have.
him.
Happens when we kill him.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Since that
I mean,
half orc has obviously been
I don't want him to
disgraced
burn them.
and everything, and as far as the character, Throck is not gonna, let a former person as people stay like that, at least, weaponless. After he has Tusk ripped off, he's gonna give him the obsidian axe,
Right.
and tell him.
He takes the weapon, and you can see in his current condition, he can barely hold this thing up. But he has reclaimed a sense of pride and doesn't complain and just kind of hefts it and places it on his shoulder and just does his best not to keel over while holding it. But he gives you a nod of respect, but he never meets eye contact with you. None of them look into any of your eyes. They all always look away. Whether looking at your forehead or your chin or just off to the side, they never make direct eye contact. None of these people.
Well, an orcish, I tell him, it's like, don't be that way. Our people, how we work to reclaim your honor. Don't just let it be lost.
He doesn't respond. He just kind of nods slowly. He looks like he's been through about as much hell as a person could take and still come out at least moderately sane.
On the dwarf that was catatonic, can I do lesser restoration, see if that helps in any?
Are you going to do lesser restoration?
Yeah,
See if
I'll
that helps
use
you?
it.
Okay. So you bend down next to them, rub your hands together, uttering a prayer to Dol Ra. Place your hands upon them, and white energy envelops the person. And after a few moments, you see them just kind of blink, and eyes kind of turn and look at you, but not into your own. And slowly just tries to stand, but finds it difficult to do so.
Like, are you okay? Do you have a name? Can you speak? Did they take your tongue? Oh god. And Dwarven. Roddy.
Thundergut.
It's Rotmere.
We need to go now. Yeah. We get some out of it.
Hey.
How many other people were catatonic?
Just the one.
Just the one? Okay.
The dwarf.
You can see that there, the dwarf, that's catatonic. You can see very, very fresh burns on both of his wrists. Well, he looks to have been beaten and bloodied. Doesn't look like he's been here as long as the others have.
Which one of them have been look like they can barely stand?
Most of these mixture of human and elemental creatures appear very, very bad.
I'll do 2 points of lay on hands each.
Just
to
doesn't
help.
seem to really
Doesn't
help.
really do anything.
It's
Okay, so
this isn't like they've taken hit point damage. This is
Attribute damage.
yeah. This is just destroyed who they are physically.
okay.
You could probably pump a heal spell into them and it wouldn't really do anything.
Okay. What about the children?
Since I'm about to kill over personally, I'm going to cast my last second level spell of Cure Wounds on myself, so 2d8 points.
You gonna roll it? The kids appear to be a little better off than the others. It looks like they've been treated a little more tentatively than the others have. The others have been brutalized and terrible things have been done to them. But the children seem to have escaped most of the physical harm, and they appear to have been fed, where the others not so much.
Are we taking a short rest?
Let's get him out of here first. Get him at least upstairs.
Alright. Okay.
I'll take a short rest up there.
Heritage point, because you're healthy and
Now,
you are
you guys
receptive.
have to figure out how you're going to get these people out of this room, because most of them will not be able to climb that ladder out. About the half-orc and the Eladrin would be about the only ones that are physically stout enough still to be able to do that much physical activity.
Tharaka, can you toss them up there? And Tristan, can you catch them?
Why don't we use a rope?
You make a
Same
seat
difference.
rope.
So I'm curious. So okay, so they said that people got taken down that tunnel. They heard a cart, and then people go down there and they don't come back. Can we scout that out before trying to go up? Maybe that's
If you guys, that's
It
up to
goes
you
on a
all.
long way.
yeah, but it might be how they ship people out without people up there noticing.
It could be, or we could be just leading them down into the same way that they disposed of them before.
And what if there's another big bad down there?
And there's another question of getting them back to the.
We have to take them back to the Silver Flame priest. I use that term loosely.
He referred to himself as a paladin.
Or
So we hoist them out of the
even worse.
basement. We make a rope seat. Then we rest. Then we take them to the church and see what happens then.
Don't take them to the church and then rest.
No,
Yeah,
We
yeah.
rest
Rest.
first.
I have a very bad feeling about him. He
All
felt
right.
evil.
Only thing I have to worry about is that there's people out there that are always battling for power, and souls and flesh and everything is
We have to be very
money,
careful.
and we have like 20 people, including children and weakened people, that we can't.
In the camping sets, were there like any blankets or a tent or anything?
A blanket.
A blanket each, so we could cover at least 2 people like that, or a person and a child each. Was there any other blankets or any cloth or tarp, anything?
This place is a general store in name alone. There's one of the shelves is completely empty,
It's up front.
or one of the cases is just completely empty. It looks like most of the stuff hasn't been touched. It's all got a layer of dust over it.
We have our blankets that we can also help use to
Well,
cover
why
them up
should we
with.
just shackle them up and parade them around like if they were slaves?
So why don't we shackle them up in the fucking bath inside the door to where they can't get away or anything? Because they're obviously too weak to do anything for themselves. Like the only two that can climb up the ladder or the orc or whatever. And the thing is, we just shackle them, just tell them, this is, just tell them some bullshit like it's going to be a bumpy ride. We put them in the bath or whatever, lock them in the bath, and then we fold the door up, and then oh look, there's nobody that
We
had to-
can't.
Why?
That stays for
8
12 hours?
8 hours.
12 hours.
I don't know. I tried to think of a better way.
Well, we could put the door up, put them in the hold.
I thought we had already established that the door
We
was
can't.
not that well here,
Oh,
if at all.
And we also
You guys have yet to try to open the door within the.
It's
The
a
demon
bad
ways?
idea. He takes them out. Anybody who tries to stop us,
Just do the
let's
same.
out of the base.
We could use the rope to make them look like we're trading them, I guess. Don't like that idea.
No, but we
like
wanted
I
to,
said, put the shackles on them, act like they're
But it's
just
a path
slaves
on the way
still,
here, actually.
and we tell them that we're going to take them over
It
there. to
was like the
safety.
path to anywhere else, really.
Just
within
as long
this
as they
place.
play the part of the slaves.
This general store is not on the Trail of Light where most mortals travel. This is just off of that trail, and most of the places here, the city just kind of blends into itself. There's no distinguishing marks. There's no street names, anything like that. The place just seems to meander.
So
There's no road gets wider than 15 feet across, or less than 5 feet across. And the buildings have built haphazardly, and paths have just been kind of formed around the buildings.
So carts are not really a thing here.
From what you guys have seen, like even you trying to get through with Hamish is a struggle.
So we need to get some stuff. We chain them up or rope them together. We take them. Then we do what we need to do. But first we rest.
Yeah, we'll take a short rest up once we've hurled them up to the top level. We'll take a short rest.
Yeah.
We can,
Now,
I can do beacon if you want me to do beacon.
it takes you guys
so
about an hour's worth of work in order to get them up. And after searching the bodies and everything, almost 2 hours have passed by the time you get all of these people up onto this first floor.
I'll do Beacon of Hope.
So you guys are going to take another hour rest. So when you guys are done, you guys can spend hit dice or use healing potions or anything else. The effect is maximized. Go ahead and pull out your spell.
I will right now. Hold on.
And then we go back to the office.
Okay, I'm going to be pretty low on hit dice.
How many are you going to use?
I'm going to use one at a time till I'm all the way up.
It's maxed.
Max
It's maxed.
from Beacon.
Oh,
Beacon.
that's right.
I popped Beacon, so all healing, including using your hit dice,
So
are
that's
maxed.
15 a pop.
I could use one of my spells on you.
No, that's what hit dice are for.
What hit dice do I have?
You have different hit
You
dice.
should have a D8.
65.
clicks up?
How many of you, depending on how many you've used, you used all of your fighter ones yesterday. So you got half of those back. So you have, and your fifth level, so you have 2 fighter hit die, and the rest. So you have 2 d10s, and the rest are d8s.
So did we? No,
So how
we
many,
we had a full rest.
You guys had a long rest, so you got half your hit dice back.
I
What
didn't.
level character?
Huh?
I had to roll for.
Oh, yeah. No, you still got credit for it.
I still got credit.
Yeah, you still get credit for it, but it's about a level of exhaustion.
Okay, so then I would.
Oh, crap. You failed. You're actually at exhaustion level 3. You slept in your armor and you failed.
That's not a pen.
Yeah.
Never been a thing for my armor.
Who was it that failed?
No one.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I did actually fail. It wasn't a question of sleeping in armor. That was a question of just exhausting and turning and not being able to sleep. So technically, yeah, I am at exhaustion level.
Yeah, you are at exhaustion level 3 currently.
Yeah, what's exhaustion level 3?
You have a disadvantage on all attack rolls, saving throws. Your speed is halved, and a disadvantage on all ability checks.
That's
Plus
nice.
6 is 11.
You look like hell.
2 is 9.
He does look like hell.
So I'm at 9 die
Did you
10.
already do the short rest or not?
Hold on.
And
Okay,
I'm at
so
100
which- do
and
you
I'm
wanna use
at max now.
D10?
He's 5th level fighter, not 3rd
It's
level
maxed.
fighter.
Yeah, he already he used all 5, and then he got 2 back.
3 or all of them?
So he has 2 d10, and then he has 5. However, he didn't use any d8, so he's got 8 d8. So you have 2 d10 and 8 d8.
Remember, they're all maxed. So all your healing's maxed. So just think of that as 8, 16, and so on.
Plus your con. Plus your
3.
con on each die.
How many are you down, dude? How
I'm,
many?
I'm down like 16 HP. Just let me. So we're gonna do 8, 16, 24.
Remember to add your con bonus, so each one should be 11 hit points.
11, 32, 30, 30, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88. Plus 13 is
Yeah, I think if we see more
96,
action today, you should probably stay in the back.
88 plus 13 is 100. And
101, yeah. 101.
plus, so again 100.
Confirm. You won't do it if you don't confirm.
Okay. So, you guys rest,
And then add all that in.
collect yourselves up. Now, how are you moving this very large group of people out of here?
We're gonna tie them up loosely and just tell them this is.
this is very dangerous.
As much as they get fearful looks in their eyes, and they don't.
Sorry.
These are broken people. They don't attempt to do anything. As you can still see them just kind of like, okay. So it's just another.
No,
It doesn't. You can say it, but you
What
still
if you say
see.
they're not gonna leave?
Yeah, they're broken people. So as you tie them up, you just see that what spirits have been built up is just gone instantly. As you tie them all up, it takes you 3 sections of rope in order to get them all tied up. And do you have them just individually tied up, or are they tied up in a line?
tied up in a line.
Never mind.
Okay.
Pairs.
Huh?
Pairs.
Pairs? Okay.
We
They
have rope for it.
they have a movement speed of about 15 right now.
Yeah, just as well. I was going to be slowing us down anyway.
So it takes a couple of hours in order for you all to get back to Kearns, the Church of the Everbright, which he told you all not to head to his residence. He told you all to actually head to the Church of the Everbright, and gave you the location, which is relatively near where he lives. How are you guys moving about?
Like Rose Gold and Sawyers.
Okay.
I'm in the front. I'm trying to exude an air of a bad motherfucker.
Okay.
Walk a few
So-
steps to behind me and to the right.
And I will roll my first intimidation
Well,
check.
I will let you guys decide, but one of you can roll an intimidation check, and
okay.
the other one can assist. So someone can roll with advantage, but who's going to do the roll?
I got a pretty
I have a plus
good
3.
intimidation.
Oh, so this was your idea. So I would have to say you do the roll, but who's assisting?
Oh, so
Are you
I'm
trained
going
in
to do my
intimidation?
best. No.
Okay, it's got to be somebody who's trained in intimidation. So you and Thraka. Okay, so he's assisting you. Go ahead and roll your intimidation check with advantage.
I have the hat back on.
Okay.
Okay, so that is +3 from her.
No, that hers is saving throws.
Oh, saving throw. Sorry.
Only saving.
So that will be a 20, not natural.
20? Okay. You see several people eyeing you all as you move this very large group of obvious slaves from one location to another. You get a couple that begin to follow, but as the masked dwarf turns and stares them down, you see one of them just kind of look at you and then kind of melt back in the shadows and move on his way. Several times you have strange, demonic-looking creatures stop you and chatter in languages that none of you understand, and look at some of them and go to touch them, but as you kind of stand in front of them and give them a look, they just kind of and move away, allowing you all to pass. And a lot of the time that it takes you all is to just simply corral these people and keep them moving and try to keep as much perception of the group around you away from them as you can. Because this many people, this many succulent mortal souls being transferred from one place to another would be an easy place for someone to grab a straggler and carry them off. But you do well keeping in front of everyone and keeping your chest popped out, keeping your mask on. Thraka growling at a few of them as they come through. You may not speak their language, but everybody speaks the language of "don't fuck with me." You all finally arrive at the three-story building that is the Church of the Everbright. What are y'all gonna do?
Is it an empty building? Is there patrons?
It looks to be, well, the building itself is relatively new in construction, and it seems to be built in the very Thranish style. It's got terracotta walls, bricks to reinforce sections. Looks like it's seen quite a bit of damage, and they've just basically shoved bricks and mortared around them into the sections that have been broken off. There's bars on all the windows, and it doesn't look like a church. It doesn't have a bell tower. There's no belfry or anything like that. It just looks like a very large, newer building than those that are around it. And looks to be one of the largest buildings that you all can see within your eye line.
Down to the door.
You, bah, bah, bah. You hear movement from within, and a slat in the door is pulled aside. And you see, it's, normally a slat would be up here. This slat is down low. And you see eyes looking up at you from about 4 feet. They kind of look up at you and then look past you all. Look back at you all. Slide comes back. You just kind of, that's weird. After a few moments, you hear 3 locks click and you hear a heavy sliding sound of metal on metal. And the door opens up. As the door creaks open, you can see there's light from inside. There's a room, the room that you all are directly entering. There's a kind of, that's like a little small foyer. There's a small room beyond that. The floors here are stone, though you can look up and see the second level, at least above you, is of wooden construction. There is an This almost seems to be like a sun area off to the side. Almost like an enclosed porch, which is kind of weird in a place like this. There's no fireplace. There appears to be no kitchen, anything like that. Most of this area appears to be just completely barren of any kind of furnishings. The man who opens the door is a very stern, dour-looking dwarf. He has a crossbow on his back and a battle axe strapped next to it. He's blonde. He has a very, very blonde beard that looks like it's been well maintained. Eyes that betray he's seen a lot, and he doesn't care much to speak, as he just kind of steps aside and allows you all to file into this place.
Before they go in, I begin untying them before I let them go in.
Okay. He waits. It's going to take a while. It's 20 people that you're having to untie, the ropes for and collect the ropes up and things like that. Yes.
Divine sense when we get in.
So then we'll get to that in a minute. He just kind of stands there watching you all. He has a dagger on his belt that he just constantly has his fingers like tapping on, not in too much of an aggressive way, almost in an absent-minded way. You begin to hear footsteps on stairs that are slowly descending. Very heavy footsteps. Coming around the corner, you see Kern. Now completely decked in very fine-looking Thrain Knight armor. It's polished to where it almost reflects the sun. Very prominent silver flame crest at the chest of it. He wears an orange tabard that is rimmed with red. And he actually has a almost kind of like what the samurai wear, where they have the flags on them. He has almost one of those that has the regalia of the Church of Thrain streaming off of it. I need each of you guys to roll me an insight check real quick, except for you since you're untying people.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty extra considering my samurai don't wear all the extra shit.
23?
Natural 20.
Okay. 24? 20 even?
That's 220 still.
22?
Right?
Not one of you is, or not one of you doesn't notice his entire demeanor has changed. Where before he seemed to be jittery, he seemed to constantly be looking over his shoulder. He seemed to have several facial and anatomical tics that just kind of roiled through him without him even noticing. The man who walks up to you is stoic. Every footstep is measured. He holds himself straight back. If you could put a board up next to him, he would be standing just as straight as that stiff board would be. He's still balding. He's still graying at the edge. He has the horseshoe of hair that's missing off the top of his head. His beard appears to have been trimmed down to the skin. He has completely shaved it off. His eyes are much more stern. The eyebrows don't have the straggling hairs that just grow in random directions. He seems much more put together than he was before. This time he seems to talk to you as very much as the knight that you all met previously did, as he stands up and clicks his heels together and gives you all a stiff bow and stoically watches without word as you all slowly untie everyone and begin moving in. Once the people move in and you divine sense, for your divine sense, what exactly the information does it give you?
I can tell good and evil.
Uh-huh.
I can tell if it is a fiend,
Uh-huh.
celestial.
Do you know its exact location? Do you know how far away from it is?
I know the location, and it has to be within the 60 feet of me.
Okay.
So when I'm in there, but yeah.
And what blocks it?
For divine sense.
Like dirt and stone and wood and things like that.
Not even line of sight, actually.
by one of those mind rings.
Well, that's different. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. That's non-detection.
It's basic divination. My ability is subject to the same thing.
I know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of me. That is not behind total cover. So it has to be total cover. And I know the type.
You detect a very strong sense of evil from the dwarf. Unlike before, you sense nothing but a good aura from Kern.
Odd.
And it's fairly strong aura. You sense a divine aura, celestial aura from Kern.
Whereas before it was evil.
It was just a strong evil. And that is your last usage of this today.
No, I have 2 more.
You've used it twice already.
Yeah, I get
So
4
2 more?
a day.
Okay.
I know, I've been keeping track.
Okay.
Can I use the sending stone? Say
You
like-
speak into it.
Yeah, well, but just like this. Can I speak like just where nobody else is gonna actually physically hear me?
So you move away, or are you doing this right in front of them? Because there is no way
No.
you can just lift your hand to your lips and start talking and then not be like, what are you saying?
Like, "Rrr," no.
I think your look of confusion. Is
Yeah,
you're not
I look
a-
very confused.
Yeah, you're not able to do that, to speak into it in a way that they would be able to understand. Because if you
Okay.
whisper, they hear it as a whisper. If you speak out loud, they hear it as out loud.
Okay, then no, I won't do it. But I look very, very confused.
Okay?
Instagram it.
You seem to feel better now.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
But you appeared different earlier.
Sleep is a wonderful thing. Can we get to this, please? I have a great many things to do.
What exactly are you going to do?
Was that somehow part of the deal that we made? I'm confused. I figured you were here to fulfill a favor for Corrine. That favor never said I'm going to tell you my life story or what I have planned for any of these people.
Well,
He turns to the dwarf and looks and says, "Tell Illick, bring down food and water." And he kind of gruffly nods his head, doesn't say a word as he walks away.
would you agree the favor has been fulfilled?
I will say once you leave this room and never come back, then the favor will be fulfilled. And I will tell Lady Corrine the favor is done so.
So it wasn't part of my bargain. Our bargain was simply to bring them to you and it would be fulfilled.
Well, I have to tell Lady Corrine the favor is fulfilled. Do I not? Or else the favor is owed.
I have a scroll of message. You can tell her now.
You're very cute. You all may leave now. You fulfilled your part of the bargain.
Why are you so hasty to get rid of us?
I have things to do.
We all have things to do.
Yes, you should return to Lady Corrine. I don't care what else you do. Leave this place. It's not for you.
Oh, you heard her. Let's go.
After during this conversation, you hear light footsteps on the stairs, and you see a elf come down, half elf, very still a beard, blonde as the dwarf is. They almost look similar, like one's like a 3/4 size clone of the other almost. Dressed fairly similarly, except the dwarf is wearing more reds and browns, and the half elf is wearing more like greens. He looks at each of them, kind of nods his head, turns to empty air, waves his hand and mutters some words, and you see a table apparate into existence. And on that table you see loaves of bread, salted meats, cheeses just erupt over the top of it. You hear the audible gasps of the collection of slaves that have just kind of, almost like lemmings in a corner, just kind of gathered together. They see this and you hear whispers start to spread among them. The half-elf turns to them and says, "Please, my host offers food and drink. Do not be hasty, eat slow and drink slowly." And he he moves forward and begins offering help to some of them to get to the table, and they begin slow, like as much as they just want to just start shoving their face into it and start eating, they do their best to take their time and slowly pick at it. But the food looks fantastic. I mean, your mouth's water from the smell of it. It's
Tristan, are you satisfied?
roll me an insight check.
See what What do you know? It's the fattening of the calf.
That's a 7.
You're too off kilter to really get a good read on this situation. Too many things are happening. He, as much as Kern is being standoffish and curt, much different than he was before, as erratic as his actions were before. It's night and day, and that throws you off a bit to where you can't get a good read on what he's trying to do. And then the juxtaposition of his attitude to the half-elf and the dwarf. As much as you felt a very strong evil presence from the dwarf, the half-elf just creates food for them. And then, like almost a nursemaid, begins helping them to the table, allowing them to sit down and helping them eat.
Feel weird or out of place here?
Everything feels weird. The way he responding, the way he acts, this building itself is completely different than the buildings around it. I mean, it's a sore thumb, you know. It's a bright light in the middle of a green field. Everything, every instinct that you have is telling you something is wrong, but nothing is physically or visibly wrong with this. If anything, it looks like they're helping these people. It looks like Kern is a bit of an asshole. It looks like he's used to military command, and he's used to telling people things and them hopping to it.
Can I try and sneak around a corner while he's occupied with them?
Something is wrong.
Do you want to try?
Yes.
Roll a stealth check, please.
Hey! 18?
18.
19?
Hold on. Let me double check something real quick.
Ask for that.
'Cause
No.
I have...
I'm going to do an insight check. Natural 1.
Inside
Okay.
philosophy.
Same here, natural
You
20.
you slip around a corner. Hold on. I'll let you guys know when to do insight checks. You guys have already done your insight checks. You slip around a corner. No one follows you or stops you. The first area that you all are standing in. Oh, let me give you a better idea of what you're looking at. This is. We'll go ahead and move this aside.
Again, brought to you by David's Tiles and Terrain.
So you all entered here, okay? So this is the first level that you all are on, okay? Everyone is collected in here, all right? You have moved into this wooden, like, kind of sunroom deal, okay? Over on this section over here, you see there are stairs leading up to the next level, right around that corner. So you have everyone here, you're here. What are you going to do?
Go up the stairs.
Okay, roll me another stealth check, please.
Oh, that's much better.
Extra wheel spinning.
32.
32? Okay. So the second level you see, as you come up, you actually come up into this room here. Now, once you head into this room, there is a door. I'll just go ahead and take that door right there to make my life easy. There's a door leading from this room over into this room.
I go up to the door, maybe try and peek under the door, listen to see if there's anything going on the other side.
Roll me an investigation check.
19?
19. The door itself, as you kind of push on a little bit, you can feel the door itself is locked, and you can see a keyhole to the door itself. It's a very well-made door. It's iron banded, so it is a very strong and stout door. As you go to look under the door itself, there's not much of a gap. I mean, you can't really see much under it, and the room beyond is dark.
And it sounds pretty quiet.
You roll me a perception check.
18.
18. The only thing you see is a very soft violet light is in that room. Very, very soft. You almost don't notice it. But there is, it's got to be something either emanating like less than candlelight level of light.
I kind of sneak back down and go join the rest of the group.
Okay, you want me one last sneak check, please? Or stealth check?
30.
30? You just kind of melt back into the group. Standing right next to Arnos, the dwarf then just kind of makes eye contact with you for a moment and then like starts looking around like didn't seem to notice anything.
It's like a fart in the wind.
I rolled a 1 on my.
Oh yeah. You guys have already made your insight checks for this for now.
I'll tell you
So-
the story later.
Once you get down, once you start moving in back with the group, you hear Kern saying, "There's nothing else for you here. You may leave. Tell Lady Corrine what you've done, and I will send word that you have indeed completed the task, and she no longer owes me the favor."
No, something doesn't feel right. You don't act like a man of the silver flame. You show very little hospitality.
And he just kind of like glances over at the table. Offer hospitality when it's required, when it's deserved. I don't offer hospitality to the help. Now, if you don't mind, and he just raises his hand and points at the door.
Let's not get his anger.
Roddy might have to carry Tristan out.
I'm like, well, what's everyone's problem? I rolled a 1. I'm like, they're well taken care of.
Yeah, but he's being very rude. And the silver flame was not very rude last time.
Well,
They were curt, but they were not overtly as
Overtly rude
no.
to
No.
him.
I'm sure
everyone
whatever
is
that-
rude in this city.
Yeah, this one does not act like a man of his faith.
I'm sure whatever you think is going on. I forgot what I was going to say. It's not as bad as you want to make it out to be. Let's go move along. Mind our own business.
I mean, they're in a better state than they were. They're eating. They're free.
We're doing this to help Arnos' people.
I mean,
And look, they've been helped too. Everyone's better off.
Well-
We'll talk about it outside.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Yeah, if I want your opinion,
Alec. And he points to the door. The dwarf walks up, reopens the door, and just looks at you all.
Come on.
So do I have to play this in character?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm like,
So, Thraka, as soon as he's told, because he already doesn't think highly of the Silver Flame, because he's from his own religion and everything, and he didn't like the fact that he looked cracked out as hell the last time, and he's still like all twitchy and stuff. So this little tiny man is looking up at him, calling him the help, so he just starts pretty much yelling at him to the point that spittle is flying out of his mouth, like, "You little man, with your puny little flame god, are nothing. You ever call me the help, I will smash you. I will smash you."
When you mention he will smash you, he reaches at his belt, pulls out a longsword immediately, and you feel his presence kind of grow a bit. Takes a step forward.
I immediately step in
You offer
front.
me insult, sir?
I immediately step in front of Thraka.
Outside. Come on.
Like, he was just offended by the how
Who
how
offers
we're
the
minded.
insult first?
Are there like what are they in Shadowrun, like the saves or whatever, like the
Wisdom?
power saves?
No, you play this out how you're going to play it out.
Play your character.
Yeah, you're going to play your character how you think your character would
He's
go.
half orc, so he's hot-headed, and he's a forge player, so he's even more hot-headed.
But he's
a
an
samurai who has
older.
honor, so he's even more hot-headed.
But
he's
older
also
and
an older
mature.
seasoned warrior. So it's up to you on how you play this.
You wouldn't be stupid. You got a temper and you got your honor, but you wouldn't do something dumb.
Think
Save your fight for another day.
would it bring me
It'll come, I
dishonor
promise you.
to do this?
Okay, Hyrule says that back off. It's a 10 on a D10.
When you say nothing and take a step back, he nods. Your welcome is officially worn. Leave now or there will be trouble.
Don't like being threatened.
It's not a threat. I am simply stating fact.
What's happening
Leave
here?
now, or there will be trouble, and the debt to Kareen will still be owed.
I start pushing Throcker out the door.
We can't save everyone in this infernal city.
Come on, Flynn.
Yeah, we go.
Guys, close the door. Walk out. The door closes behind you. The streets are eerily silent as the blood pumps in several of your ears. That rising anger to do something, but that it's almost impotent in nature as you're not sure why you have that feeling.
Second story.
After a
Let's get
minute,
up there.
you all slowly begin walking away from the building. You turn and look, and you just in that window, you can see that very, very faint violet light.
You think we can get up to that window and
Yeah,
get
we
in?
can do that.
Arnos, can you fly up?
Every window is barred.
Arnos, can you fly up?
This isn't a problem.
No.
You're good at that, aren't you?
Hold on, Perry. We fly.
What's going on
It
here?
feels odd.
So what do you do?
Rock
This whole city feels odd.
So you're with your
He felt
boots?
evil
So I need a strength check from you.
earlier today. Now
Okay.
he felt celestial.
19.
But the dwarf
19.
Plus
felt
0 is
evil.
19.
He's moving incredibly slow. As his strength is 10, which means he can adequately carry 100 pounds. You're well over that. So he is struggling to carry, and you guys are moving up at about 10 feet around,
So
very
my
slowly.
faith flies.
You know, we could have used the rope.
Though you guys do realize you are in clear view of
Everybody.
everyone inside the building.
I'm
We are
looking up
not.
like.
I'm not in your building.
So you guys fly up
No.
and look inside. Okay, roll me. You're too busy. So you roll me a perception check, please.
That is 15.
It's dark in there. You have that whatever violet light is in there. It's not illuminating anything. It's not casting its light upon anything. It's just that very faint glow. You can tell it sits at about dead center of the room itself, and it sits higher up.
I'll hold on to the bars and take a look. So get Perry in position to grab onto the bars.
I'll grab the bars.
Roll me an athletics check.
Right? But my athletics isn't all that great. 8?
8. You go to grab onto the bars, and as he lets you go, your hands just start to slide. And as you hit the bottom of the bars themselves, your hands just let go, and you fall.
Can I catch him?
I'm being
roll me
pissed
an
when
acrobatics
going.
Can we try to catch him?
Done with this die.
That's a 1.
Yep.
You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage, and you, when you hit the ground, very clearly you all hear people who are moving inside the building, all movement stops.
So what's inside the room?
Roll me a perception check.
Really?
20 plus 7 is.
You see a very soft violet light in a very dark room illuminating nothing.
There's just a ball of light floating there?
It doesn't, you can't even see its source. There's just a faint violet glow from something in there.
I walk over her.
Does this look like anything magical I've heard of? Or
I come and
Roll me a
pick
straight
you up.
intelligence check.
I'm helping you up off the ground.
No. This is, the light isn't acting like light. It's not illuminating anything. It doesn't appear to have a source from what it's emanating from. And though you can see it, as you look right next to it to see, you can't even see the ceiling in the room itself. All you see is that faint violet glow.
so it's almost like the room isn't there?
Pretty much. It's like you're looking into a black void.
There's something wrong here.
He's currently on the
Yeah, we're in hell. This whole city is wrong.
I need perception checks from you four. Not Perry or Flint.
It's flat on the ground.
Do I still
15.
get plus 3 from Neighbor?
No.
No, that's only saving throws.
That's only for saving throws.
15.
15?
18.
18?
So 21, so not 20. I was hoping for 24, but that's not.
21.
Okay. You all can see the slide on the door very slowly open up, and you two see the dwarf is looking at what's happening. And
He fell.
where he is in clear view of where he's looking. You see him look for a moment and then slowly close it.
And just to mention, he fell. Kind of clumsy.
Hey, too much demon liquor.
Does the light look like a portal?
It doesn't look like light. Instead, it's a soft violet glow, but it's not acting like light. Imagine you're looking into a pitch black room, and somebody sparks a match. The glow of the fire illuminates nothing, and you do not see the match itself.
How badly do we need to know what's in here?
Well, the main goal is still ahead of us. I mean,
I am in
We
no
need to,
condition satisfy my curiosity, or I would already have been in his face.
It's very true. Arnos is very.
Oh my god! I trusted him enough
The
so
bars!
I could throw him before I was exhausted.
Can you take off the bars?
The bars are on the inside of the building itself, exactly as you see them there.
So we still need to fulfill our end of the bargain and tell her.
I mean, those people have a very shitty lot in life, but
I would like to know, but are we able to? I can't do
We
anything.
can stake it out.
Breaks the door down, but no.
We can do that.
Thraka's like still pissed, so if anything about burning it down, he's already like pulling out the hand.
Find the back entrance.
He makes a decision and I go with it.
you're our moral compass.
Oh dear me.
We're so screwed if that's the truth.
That's not at all. You have to be the moral compass because Cade is no longer here.
I know.
We love you, Cade. We miss you.
We miss you, Joe.
Do you want Flynn to be the moral compass?
No. God, no. All right.
After a minute or two.
Right now, we need, as much as it pains me to say, we have another people that we need to save.
Yeah, if we walk away, we don't save some. If something bad is going on.
I know.
And one of my people are in there.
Let's keep an eye on
There's
it.
one of mine in there as well. There's.
The feeling you get may not be related to those. It may be, but let's keep an eye on it and see what happens. Let's not
Plus,
walk away.
what-
Just keep an eye.
When does a drug addict become a paladin? Is that
You
not
can't
suspicious?
really judge somebody just because they go into the holy order.
Yes, I can.
No.
Half orc, I judge
Sacrilege.
Not necessarily. People change. Look at Flynn. He went from
everyone. You were
a.
gone for a few hours.
Flynn was. I'm very sorry to say, but he was a very murderous, evil person before. And then
that
he
does not mean it's
found.
Liam.
Exactly. And then he found faith and became a priest of Elandra.
That took years, not hours.
It hits its head. and it
Well,
takes
we
it
don't
to-
know.
I set on fire like 4 times for one of my brothers to possibly
Best
die.
case scenario.
With your all's insight checks when you were talking to him, it was night and day. You were talking
Yeah.
to a 130-pound, malnourished, malnutrition, almost rotting, walking, old man. To now you're talking to a still middle-aged man, but one that looked very capable of taking you all on in a fight.
That's not the same man. There's something at work here.
I said he was evil before, and now he is radiating good, almost celestial in nature.
Yeah, is there a way to cloak good nature?
Well, do you?
Besides,
So
what is a religion in a land of demons? A religion that's not related to demons, all of a sudden have the fanciest, newest section of this area donated to it. With
As much as you
actual-
hate the Silver Flame, you know that pretty much anywhere they go, they try to erect the biggest, most garish
They
looking,
go-
Yes, but how
nicest
do they
building.
have the money? That doesn't matter.
Dude, they're like
So
those people.
When the only person that we saw before of the Silver Flame was a cracked out old man who was muttering about, yes, burn them in the fire or whatever the hell he talked
Here,
about last
we've
time.
met a very honorable man of the
So
Silver
do you
Flame.
really want to go back in there and fight the Antichrist?
Do we plumb the depths of the evil in this city, or do we do what we need to do and then get
If we
out of
do.
this city? That's the question.
Why don't one of us stay here and watch what's going on in there?
Because we don't know the city. City changes.
We
Either
need
we all stay or we all go.
we need to take care of Arnos. He is really in a bad place.
The-
We also have to think about his people. And then his people can help us reach a different goal of
Yeah, so
something else.
there's a few die for the many. Not a big deal.
I-
We go now.
I don't like that either.
Well, it's your choice. You may.
I don't like being in this city.
I don't like being.
We can't prevent. We can't prevent any every.
Is that the consensus?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, Dwarf, I could still be in the woods beating metal, but here I am with y'all, so, you know.
That's what she said.
Yeah, we go.
Of all the people that don't want to be in the city, my old ass doesn't want to be.
Let's thank you for the obvious stage.
So you all return to the desert oasis. The desert's oasis.
Yep.
Okay. By the time you all get there, dusk has fallen. The hour and a half of light that you all had in midday has slowly been declining, and as all other nights here, when the sun goes down, it becomes extremely dark incredibly quickly. Dark enough now that you all, the first few nights, didn't realize that you can't see the stars above.
What about temperature?
It begins getting cold. It drops down to about mid-50s. You think in the winter it probably gets much colder. But you guys are, luckily, still in autumn. And the beginning of autumn at that.
And just wrap Ismark's cloak a little
Same as
bit.
before, you all, unlike before, when you all approach the desert's oasis, it still sits where it was before. So as before, it is still almost on its own little hillock with other buildings, radiating around it, but at a respectable distance, much more so than what you guys have found in other areas of the city. There is no violin playing as they were before. When you all get close, you hear a strange jig. It's of the Eldine Reaches. It's been passed down through generations, but it's wrong. It's being played with the wrong instruments. It's played at the wrong tempo. It's too fast. It gives it a strange, unnatural quality, but unlike the discordant sounds of those strange instruments of the previous night, it doesn't grate against your sense of self. It's not that over-oppressive presence trying to push into your own. This is just kind of weird music. It, again, as before, during the day it seemed as if this place was mainly frequented by those of mortal blood. Once again, the place is vacant of anyone from this plane.
Harry tries to dance to it.
It's rough to dance to it, especially after the day you've had. Like it's trying, like you start to do it and you're like, oh, my ribs, oh, the fucking fall hurt,
Okay, fine.
It still has that same trio of the Celestials sitting at the table. They speak in hushed tones in a strange, almost musical language. Sipping doesn't appear to be that strange soul concoction, and it's definitely not the ale. It's something else that they're drinking. You still see Corrine sitting at the bar, but unlike before where she was wearing leather breeches and a leather corset and the white top, she is once again wearing a very, very revealing white, almost see-through dress that just cascades around her form.
I'll go over to him.
Darka doesn't give a shit.
As
Darka
you
orders
approach,
the drink. Darka doesn't give a shit. Darka orders the drink.
okay, so you just go right up to the bar. It's that same bearded devil, though his countenance seems a little different tonight. He's not quite as irritated. As soon as you all began speaking to Kareen, he just kind of became standoffish with you. Now, as you approach, he just seems to kind of blow that off. As you approach and as you begin walking, it's almost like the second you walk into her place, her eyes turn and find you. Almost like she sensed you walking in, and she flashes you that very brilliant-looking smile and raises that flute yet again with that strange red wine in it and tips it at you.
Go over to her.
Ah, yes, Flynn, right?
Yes, that's fine.
So, do I have good news?
Of course, we did the deed for the annoying man.
Very good. One moment, please. And she does a strange motion with her hand, and as she puts her hand out, you see a strange creature with a bulbous nose, a hunched form, almost like a gorilla with its arms too long and its legs short and stubby, just appears in the palm of her hand, almost like a blob of flesh. And it just kind of looks... And she pats it on the head and, please, make your way to Kearns. Thank you. And she sets him on the counter, and with preternatural speed, it jumps off the bar and dashes into the night.
So, out of my own curiosity, what was that insane old man want with all the slaves?
What slaves?
He asked us to find some slaves for him.
You purchased slaves for him?
We
That's
didn't
odd.
exactly purchase them, but
Well,
we acquired them.
if you wish to have my opinion, I would need to know exactly what it is you did.
We bring people to his church.
Well, then I'm not sure. I would assume that he's either going to free them or kind of looks at you for a moment, thinks about it. What exactly did he have you do?
There were some slavers
Where?
in the building.
What building?
Tell her the name of the building.
Okay. Ah, yes. Them. With Sharon. Yes. And?
Now there aren't slavers in the building.
Oh, okay. That was shrewd of you. Well, if you want my opinion, Maruk Dar is better off without scum like them, but they'll be quickly replaced. Someone else will step up and continue.
Yeah, so just a means to the end. I have my own business.
What?
I'm just mildly curious about this old man. He was very curt to me, and I don't think
Oh.
I owe him courtesy.
Oh, you met him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Ah.
wondering what he's doing.
Oh, well, it really depends on how he's feeling that day.
Well, he did seem a bit insane,
I
even for this place.
Well, I don't know about as bad for this place, but, you know, the mortal mind cannot handle Maruk Dar for too long. It's why the tribes of the Gashkala don't stay within this place for very long. Has an effect.
So, Kern may not be Kern depending on the hour?
Oh, he's always Kern. It's just, which Kern are you going to get? As far as I know, he's been here nearly as long as I have.
Oh, we actually
get
got...
someone in the armor that knows who he is?
Well, he loves his armor. Well, he could be He could save the people. He could employ you all to kill the slavers because perhaps he wants competition out of the way today. Maybe he wants those slaves for his own ends. I mean, you don't stay relatively young without having to, make other sacrifices.
So he freed them for his own.
Well, it all depends on.
Freed them.
Well, he started off one way and he ended up another by the time we got to him.
I'll tell you, the way a man treats his slaves is a good way to see how they're going to be treated.
He fed him.
That's not good.
Oh.
Yeah, he wants some healthy for when he sacrifices.
Oh, in just this short conversation that you all have had, you hear a and this thing kind of crawls up onto the bar and raises its arms that are far too long for its bulbous body at her, almost like that video of that cat that sees its owner and just does that until it picks him up, and she does the same thing, picks him up, places her into the palm of his hand, and speaks some guttural words. And she nods at it. Thank you, my sweet. And she pets him, and it's like his flesh, from every point that she touches, burns away, though it moans almost like an ecstasy, not pain. And as that happens, she closes her hand and turns to you. Thank you. Favor is paid.
Yeah.
So,
What's the next favor then?
well, how about you think about it for a moment and decide whether or not you all wish to continue this.
I prefer not to think about it.
Her eyes split over to Triswin, who's just kind of sitting at a table and just staring at a half-empty drink that she's been nursing, and looks back at you. The next thing that I would need done would not be quite so simple as all that.
What's the next thing?
Well, again, I can pay you for your services, and we can simply call it that, and you can go on your way.
Yeah, but we need a certain kind of pay.
Well, if you're sure, then once everything dies down a bit, how about you all meet me down here at the stroke of 2, and we'll have ourselves a nice little conversation then.
As I'm staring at my cup, can I use one of my last divine senses just to feel?
Oh, your head just
Still doing it.
There's the darkest evil you've ever felt, as well as some of the brightest good, all around you. As you just take a quick look around you, you see some of these creatures emanating the darkest, blackest void, while others are so bright it hurts to look at them. You sense fiends, you sense celestials, you sense fae, correct?
Fae, yeah.
Fae, you sense a solitary fae creature, which gives you pause. You look over at it.
No.
Roll me an insight check.
Oh, I know who it is.
Oh God, Kyle.
It's the Daddy Hump Hump came to play music.
What do you want to do?
That's a 10.
10?
Yeah.
You get a very familiar sense, but you can't quite place it. And you can feel the creature look at you when you're not looking at it. But when you turn your attention over to it, it seems to be watching the band play.
Oh God, you're stupid. Okay. Just gonna.
Perry walks over to Twistin.
Nope.
You don't want to go maybe back to that church now? Now that we've secured our...
She gets up, she takes her drink, and very slowly walks over and sits down next to that creature.
Okay. It's about 8 feet tall,
Okay.
jet black skin, goat legs, and as you sit next to it, it kind of looks over at you, and it just does a deep baritone rumble in its chest. Just,
Hello.
Now it's looking directly at you.
Why are you so familiar? I've had a long, horrible day. I would just like to be blunt, if you don't mind.
It dawns on you, you've met this creature before. You've never heard it speak. In the 3 times you've now seen it, now this being the 4th, you've never heard it speak. You've never heard it utter a word. And it makes no mention of a word as you sit next to it. After staring at you for a few moments, it turns back to the band, picks up that strange soul essence for a mortal drink, raises it to its lips, and takes a drink.
Does she make the connection that it's what's her name's?
A creature like this sticks in your mind.
So
It took
she
you
makes
it took you a minute to realize, but now that you've seen it, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's Lady Alita's bodyguard.
Is she here?
He says nothing.
If she's here, I'd at least like to give a greeting to show respect.
He turns and looks at you for a second. You've never even seen emotion in his face, and you see none now. As he looks at you for about a second, and then turns and looks back at the band again. Once again, picking up his drink and raising it to his lips.
Darko just yells over his shoulder at her since he sees her sitting with something strange. If you're looking at bone, maybe you should buy it a drink.
I,
You feel it chuckle at that. So,
I will buy you a drink for the inconvenience, but not because of that.
he doesn't say anything.
But
Rotmir is
I would
very uncomfortable.
very much like to ask her a question, if I could. Or a couple. If it would be possible.
Did I notice the creature?
Can you
Roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Well, I already have.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that. That is a 7. That's a 17.
Tired poor
17.
What can I say? I'm playing. I'm a method actor.
I made you live.
You do see her sitting next to somebody, and at first you're like, whatever, and then it kind of dawns on you for a second as you have a much different relationship with this one than anyone else does.
I mean, what's it called? Him?
Yeah.
That's why I said darn you.
I'll go see.
You just wave at him, or
I'll go walk.
you sit down. He sits down across from you, and almost like appearing out of nothing, almost as if the veil is slowly peeled away, you see feminine hands just begin rubbing his shoulders. And as you look to his right, you then see a much more modestly dressed Lady Alita. It's very simple.
She
It's
should be wearing leaves.
it's
That would be more modest.
just a shawl. It's basically just a shawl that she's wearing over herself that covers her breasts and falls between her legs. It is tied around her waist. You realize that shawl does not cover anything on the backside.
Yeah.
But compared to how she normally dresses, this is super conservative.
Yeah, this is like she's modest today.
As she touches,
Going to church.
as she touches your flesh, and you feel, or as she ruffles your feathers, and you feel her lips draw close to your face, you feel that exhaustion melt away, and literally, you are no longer exhausted.
I can tell.
She
that
turns
he's good.
after she kisses him on the cheek. She turns to you and says very clearly, "You all appear in the most wonderful places." That's where we're going to go and call it for tonight, guys.
Go ahead. That's my last divine sin.
Now I'm not method acting anymore.
Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed it. The reappearance of Lady Lita of the Thalanis Court. We'll see how that goes next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'd like to thank Military Gamer Supply for hosting the stream and setting up a second camera for us. Hopefully we should have a third camera here coming in soon. We can get a better look at the board and maybe see people's faces a little more up close than what we have been able to do before. For the Dyson Dudes Facebook group and YouTube page, we're going to start doing character introductions for the different characters. Little short snippets, 2-3 minutes long, of what their characters have gone through, how their characters interact with each other. Anything else that you guys are interested in seeing, any other kind of content that you guys want to see from us, just let us know, and we'll get to it. Once again, thanks for tuning in. If you guys want to see some more really interesting looking terrain from David Styles and Terrain, hit us up on Facebook or send us a like on Instagram. You guys have a very good night, and remember, love each other. Good night.
Not too much so. Not carried. That's not.
Love everybody.
And
Mike's off, guys.
Night, everybody.